Greetings, friends! This evening, we shall wrap ourselves in coarse blankets and awaken upon a straw mattress, imbued with the faint scent of mildew and the remnants of last week's goat mishap. In a quaint medieval village, a new life stirs within. You, well done. Silence fills the air. Silence fills the air. Your prize is a persistent ache in your back, a significant erosion of your personal space, and a relentless daily grind that shows no mercy for your plight. The crow of the rooster pierces the stillness, arriving just moments after you surrendered. To sleep, as if time itself has conspired to aid you by half a century in a single night. Before you settle in, I invite you to take a moment to show your appreciation for the video and consider subscribing, but only if you truly find joy in the tales I share here. Share with me in the comments your location and the time on your clock got it. Brings me joy to witness so many of you gently slipping away into dreams across different time zones. Now, let us lower the lights, perhaps activate a fan to create a gentle, soothing hum, and prepare to embark on tonight's adventure together. As you gently open your eyes to the soft light of dawn, you notice your husband has already donned his tunic and slipped out to tend to the animals. The fire in the hearth, now reduced to mere ashes, whispers the remnants of warmth from the night before. Your back is a weary traveler. Your feet are swollen like ripe fruit. And within you, the little one is engaged in a spirited tournament, jousting valiantly against your bladder. Greetings as the dawn breaks upon your day. Being pregnant doesn't mean you're free from your responsibilities here. Quite the opposite. In fact, in a quaint little village, each hand plays a vital role. With a gentle motion, you swing your legs over the edge of the bed, deftly sidestepping a wandering chicken that has claimed your sleeping nook as its own cozy haven. That is no laughing matter. Chickens find their perch wherever they fancy, and if you believe that your pregnancy entitles you to a secluded sanctuary, you might have indulged a bit too much in tales of chivalry. Begin your journey by gathering water. The bucket, crafted from wood, bears a few leaks, yet it remains your only vessel in this moment. The well lies just 2 houses down, and by the time you return, your arms ache and your ankles pulse with fatigue. A neighbor acknowledges your belly with a silent nod, their expression devoid of a smile. Another one casts a glance that holds the weight of fortune or misfortune. It's a bit of a mystery. In the heart of the woods, the cottage stands, shrouded in shadows and filled with a sense of confinement. From the hearth, tendrils of smoke dance into the air as you gently stir a thin gruel crafted from humble oats and a turnip that raises an eyebrow of doubt. For those expecting, breakfast often feels elusive. You consume what is at hand. When the harvest yields little, your share aligns with the rest, perhaps even diminished. Once there were whispers of women who, in the depths of pregnancy, would fade like shadows, sacrificing their meager portions of food for the sake of their husbands and children. In this tale, self-sacrifice loses its nobility, revealing itself as a desperate act of survival. The aromas wafting through the village are not kind to a delicate stomach. The earthy scent of animal dung mingles with the sharp tang of fermenting cabbage and the sour notes of curdling milk, crafting a robust aroma that could easily overwhelm the senses of today's palate. You muster your resolve as you carefully ladle the pig slop, fighting the urge to recoil. The experience of morning sickness is undeniable, yet it often goes unnamed. Some may claim you possess a fiery temperament, or that your inner elements are in disarray. Should you collapse amidst the greenery, whispers of demons may dance upon the lips of those nearby. I'm serious, real demons. Scholars continue to debate whether the treatment of hysteria in women was more severe in villages or monasteries. But one thing is clear, neither offered a compassionate approach. As the sun rises and the hours pass, so too does your unease begin to weave its tale. One might find themselves tasked with carding wool, mending garments, and perhaps tending to the weeds in the kitchen garden. As you navigate through this journey, your body endures not only the aches, but also the watchful gaze of scrutiny. In a quaint village where 24 families reside, the news of your pregnancy spreads like wildfire, and everyone is in the know. That suggests a sense of ownership over the sharing of wisdom. A woman cautions against the consumption of onions. They'll bring forth tears from your little one. One observes that your soaring high is surely must be a boy. It's a tapestry of speculation, woven with unwavering conviction. Your garments have become a burden, the smock clinging uncomfortably to your midsection, the fabric chafing against tender skin. In your quest to enhance your favorite shift, you embarked on the delicate task of sewing an extra panel. Yet the stitches danced in disarray, and your finger bore the marks of your determination, pricked 5 times along the way. The stains of crimson on fabric are a challenge to erase. As the sun reaches its zenith, you take a moment to catch your breath, perching on an upturned bucket beneath the cool embrace of the barn shade. Your feet, now bare, have swollen beyond the confines of your shoes. As you gaze downward, a stark truth unfolds before you. Your feet are marred, worn, and beginning to weep. There's no soothing balm at hand, no moments to spare, only the weight of tasks awaiting your attention. Your journey unfolds over the months, a relentless pursuit that carries you forward until the final moment, unless fate intervenes. In this realm, countless possibilities unfold. Trials, mishaps, unexpected arrivals dot in this place. There exists neither a hospital, nor an emergency carriage, nor the comfort of prenatal vitamins. Take a misstep on that treacherous, muddy trail, and you could find yourself losing it all. Yet, that thought doesn't cross your mind. It is not permitted. Instead, you softly hum a lullaby that your mother once sang, the melody lingering in your mind, even if the words have faded away. Allow me to share a captivating tidbit from the annals of history to enrich your day. In the 14th century England, a woman's journey often included 6 to 8 pregnancies throughout her life. Yet the harsh reality was that only about half of her little ones would see the light of day beyond infancy. It must be said without pretense. Each pregnancy unfolds like a gamble, where the odds often favor the house. The midday meal unfolds with a familiar rhythm, perhaps even more insubstantial than before. You savor the warm broth, each sip a comforting embrace, while gnawing on a crust of bread, charred to a degree that it might as well be a piece of roofing tile. Special meals are a luxury reserved for the fortunate few, and alas, you find yourself among the many who do not share in that bounty. Amidst the simplicity of your surroundings, there lies a singular delight, a dried plum, a treasure preserved from the bustling market of yesteryear. You savor it as if it were a hidden gem. As the afternoon sun casts its warm glow, a gentle flutter reminds you of the life within, a soft kick that stirs your heart. Challenging, it halts your journey and causes you to drench your skirt in goat milk. With your hands resting gently on your belly, you take a deep, calming breath. In that instant, the initial kick, a rare gem of joy that belongs solely to you. It's a wondrous moment, though it may slip away quickly. Yet, even that fleeting moment isn't yours to hold on to for long. Your neighbor observes your demeanor and deduces the cause. With a warm smile, she remarks, "That's good. It signifies strength. Most likely a young lad. They strike with the greatest force." You return the smile, yet weariness lingers from the endless guesses of the boy. Silence is the sound you crave. Evening unfolds with a gentle grace. You gather the tools, gently usher the chickens out of the house once more, and spread a blanket by the warm hearth to dry. Your husband comes back from the woods, a rabbit in his grasp, a tale of the hunt etched on his face. You peel it away as he hones a pointed branch. Tonight, we set aside the blades. In the heart of the village, the blacksmith toils away, laboring on the restoration of your cherished blade. Yet the sands of time slip through the hourglass, and it seems the task will stretch a week longer than he initially vowed. With a sprinkle of salt and a touch of wild thyme, you ready the rabbit, a humble banquet fit for those who know the art of simplicity. As you savor the meat, your mind wanders to the significance of names. Something powerful, something uplifting, they remain unspoken. Such an act would surely draw the gaze of destiny. As the flames flicker and fade, you nestle into the warmth of the woolen blankets, seeking comfort in their embrace. Your body whispers tales of discomfort from unfamiliar realms. Your ribs, your hips, your back, each a chapter in the tale of your form. With a gentle touch upon your belly, you murmur sweet promises into the air. This one shall be kept safe, cherished like a precious tale waiting to be told. You shall endeavor. And here's a delightful little nugget to brighten your day. In the shadows of the medieval era, whispers among women spoke of a curious practice. The belief that fastening iron keys to their girdles could serve as a protective charm against the malevolent spirits that sought to invade the sanctity of their wombs. Though iron may be absent, an old horseshoe hangs above the doorway, a relic of good fortune, ready to ward off misfortune should the need arise. As the breeze begins to stir, a sense of anticipation fills the air. In the far-off reaches, a dog lets out a mournful howl. Within the confines of slumber, you drift, yet not entirely into the depths of rest. One finds that such permissions are often elusive. Awakening before the rooster crows, you find yourself stirred from slumber, and it is not by your own design. Your belly is once more embroiled in a fierce battle within. In a sudden jolt, you rise, realizing too late the folly of your haste. Your mind whirls, and soon your bladder adds its voice to the outcry. You stumble toward the door, just managing to step outside before you double over, heaving into the earth next to the goat. Pen. The goats regard you with a gaze that speaks volumes of indifference. One even lets out a bleat, as if to jest at your efforts. Morning sickness knows no bounds, arriving uninvited and at any hour, catching you off guard. In this moment, the absence of ginger tea, the lack of saltine crackers, and the silence where a doctor's voice should be echoing creates a poignant stillness. You extend your hand towards a patch of wild mint flourishing beside the latrine. An insight from the wise old midwife could prove beneficial. It carries the flavor of wild greens and dreams yet to unfold. Within the confines of this space, you attempt to navigate with caution, yet your body betrays you, refusing to comply. Your joints protest with stiffness, and your ankles seem to have taken on the weight of pebbles during the night. You attempt to push aside the lingering flavor that clings to your tongue, while you warm a delicate porridge over the remnants of yesterday's fire. The air carries a faint scent of ash, mingling with something far more unpleasant. He consumes his portion in silence, a quiet ritual unfolding at the table. Ah, how predictable! With a subtle nod, he departs. Once more, in silence. It's an unusual situation, and you can't help but ponder if he shares the same apprehensions about the baby, or perhaps he simply lay awake, lost in thought. As the sun dipped below the horizon, he found himself immersed in the rhythmic dance of the axe against the wood, gathering a bounty greater than ever before. A harsh winter looms on the horizon once more. As the clock approaches mid-morning, a familiar flutter stirs within your stomach once more. You place your hands firmly upon it, urging the contents to remain steadfast. The tasks ahead are plentiful. Your neighbor notices your discomfort and approaches, offering a leather pouch filled with crushed, dried herbs. Wormwood, she whispers. It eases the nausea, but beware too much, and you'll start to see the spirits. With a hint of curiosity, you reach for a pinch regardless. Honestly, I'd prefer the company of spirits over that of goats any day. The debate among historians continues, pondering whether these remedies were more beneficial or detrimental. Wisdom of herbs shared through generations, yet the measures varied with each telling. Some potions soothed suffering, some silenced hearts, and some wielded the power to do both. Yet, when the nearest healer resides 2 villages away and demands a silver coin for each consultation, one must gamble with the remedies that flourish in the HEDGEROW dot within the cozy confines of the cottage. You seek solace in the rhythmic motion of spinning. Rough and oily, the wool wraps itself around your fingertips, leaving a lingering touch. You weave the strands with care, shaping them into delicate threads, all the while casting furtive glances at your belly dot. It remains a dreamlike experience, this new life blossoming within you, yet devoid of any romantic allure, not in a realm where new lives emerge upon earthen ground and the chill of illness transforms into final farewells. As the waves of nausea recede, a summons reaches you to lend a hand in the butchering of a pig. A neighbor's sow has brought forth an abundance of runt piglets, and they've made the difficult choice to call the smallest among them. You lend your aid as best you can, yet the pungent aroma of blood mingled with steam washes over you, bringing with it a new surge of nausea. With a flick of your wrist, you feign a chase, diverting your gaze from the task at hand to shoo away. A crow that dares to intrude, that it remains unspoken. In this realm, the journey of pregnancy brings no extra kindness. It is anticipated that you will continue on, just as you have in the past. And if you find yourself feeling faint, simply brew some nettle tea and rise once more to the challenge. The toil continues, even when your body is working overtime. Add a stroke of noon, the midwife arrives, bringing with her the promise of new beginnings. She materializes at your door, like a wisp of smoke, unexpected and serene. Her gaze pierces through the veil of shadows, while her hands bear the marks of countless tailies told through toil. Though her lips remain unturned, a subtle nod of approval graces her as you share the news of the baby's kick once more. A resilient spirit, she declares, her voice reminiscent of weathered leather. That's quite delightful. It signifies a desire for existence. She leans in, her ear gently resting against your belly. Your gaze drifts to the ceiling beams, where cobwebs linger, as she remains attentive to your words. After a moment, she rises and declares, "Keep sipping that chamomile dot, cease the lifting of the firewood henceforth. And don't allow that priest to convince you this is a form of punishment. Life unfolds in the shadows of pain that has forever held its truth." You yearn to uncover the true essence of what birth truly entails. You've encountered tailies, some softly murmured, others boldly proclaimed, stories of women unraveling like fragile paper, of infants arriving in hues of blue and silence. Yet the question remains unspoken. You simply nod and present her with a cup of warm milk, which she graciously accepts before dissolving into the mist once more, reminiscent of a tale untold dot. As the sun begins to dip lower in the sky, you find yourself immersed in the task of collecting firewood, each piece a small victory against the encroaching chill. Meanwhile, your fingers deftly work to repair your husband's cherished tunic, a labor of love that speaks to the bond you share. Pierce your finger repeatedly, the crimson droplets dotting the thread like ripe berries scattered across a canvas. You press on regardless. It falls upon me alone to take on this task. As the sun dips below the horizon, you find yourself sinking into the stool by the warm glow of the hearth. Your hands ache with a persistent pulse. A tightness grips your belly. It's hard to discern whether it's the little one or simply an overload of cabbage. Your neighbor pays another visit, her third this week, and inquires if you've thought about naming the child after her brother. He possessed a remarkable strength, she recounts. Met their end at the hands of a bear, not from frailty. Your head tilts in acknowledgment, yet the name you've selected lingers in your mind. Unwavering at times, you softly murmur it to yourself, as if it were a treasured secret. Once upon a time, there existed a curious fact that was both peculiar and undeniably true. In certain corners of medieval Europe, a curious belief took root. Women were cautioned against gazing into the flickering flames while pregnant, as it was thought that such a gaze might lead to the birth of a child with fiery red hair. It was no jest. It was a matter of life and death. Crimson locks, they whispered, were a sign of the infernal or a spirit doomed to wander. Your gaze lingers on the flickering flames, lost in their dance. Your hair is a rich shade of brown, yet the color of your baby's hair remains a delightful mystery waiting to unfold. Should it be red, perhaps it will bring a touch of warmth. At long last, you find your way into the comforting embrace of your bed. The mattress resembles a mere sackcloth filled with straw, and each uneven lump discovers a fresh spot on your spine to inflict its torment. Your feet ache, swollen and cracked, while your lower back cries out in protest. You transform. A soft sigh escapes your lips. You softly utter the name once more. In the stillness of your thoughts, a question lingers. Will you ever find the courage to voice it? And then comes the dream. In the heart of the forest, solitude envelops you. The trees surrounding you murmur in a forgotten tongue, and as you look down, your abdomen radiates a warm, inviting light. A sly fox scurries swiftly by your feet. A crow gracefully settles upon your shoulder. As you wander along, a stream flows before you, its waters glistening with the rich hue of wine. In the distance, a voice rises, echoing the familiar tones of your mother's song. But it's been 5 years since your mother departed from this world. As you continue your journey, step by step, the path unfolds before you. As dawn breaks, the embers have faded, and the gentle stir of the baby within stirs you, a soft reminder of its presence. A faint smile graces your lips. As you turn over, you wish for the night to pass peacefully, longing for the cramps to stay at bay until the dawn breaks. The morning greets you with the unmistakable growl of your own hungry belly. A harsh twist of fate, especially when the morning offers so little to savor. In the open air, the crows engage in their familiar squabble atop the fence post, dark figures etched against the overcast heavens. As you ascend from the depths of your slumber, your joints groan softly, reminiscent of ancient doors swinging open, and you pause to steady yourself against the tide of queasiness that washes over you. The dawn breaks for the third consecutive morning. You've ceased to inquire whether the tale ever reaches its conclusion. Breakfast, as it unfolds, is a humble affair, a heel of yesterday's bread, tenderly softened in a delicate broth. First, you carefully remove the mold. Only the luscious parts, please. Once, bread held a value beyond measure. Even the most unremarkable bread. As you savor each bite, your mind wanders to a feast of roast goose, accompanied by sweet, honeyed turnips. The facade crumbles away. Yet there lingers a need within your being. Now, you find yourself nurturing 2 souls, after all. The longing for salted figs, the richness of fresh cream, and the vibrant essence of a true orange, the very kind that the wandering friars speak of distant southern shores. Yet those are reserved for the highborn and the clergy, not for the women with dirt-streaked feet who mend their rooftops with thorny bramble. Indeed, cravings are often met with a wary eye. Excessive yearning, the village whispers, could etch a trace upon the infant's delicate skin, a crimson birthmark, taking the form of that which haunted your dreams, lingering in your thoughts like a whisper in the night. Once upon a time, you found the notion amusing. Now you rest with your hands gently placed on your belly, just to be Safe. Today's endeavor unfolds in the barley patch, where we shall tend to the weeds that dare to intrude as you kneel in the earth. A silent plea escapes your lips, hoping your knees will remain pliable. You wrestle with the tenacious roots, which appear to possess a will stronger than that of the very crops you seek to nurture. Time seems to have taken its toll on you. Weigtier. Yet the whispers of the world often forget to urge you to pause. In truth, it often leads to an increase in tasks. Continue to journey forward, and the arrival of the little one will be smoother. They whisper, It's a tale passed down through the ages, echoing in the hearts of many. Mothers who embrace an active lifestyle may hold the belief that they experience less bleeding. Scholars continue to debate the impact of physical labor during pregnancy, pondering whether it truly alleviated complications or merely pushed women to the brink of exhaustion and peril. A neighbor pays a visit, a toothless woman whose voice carries like a breeze, never having mastered the art of whispering. With a playful grin, she leans against the fence and calls out, "You're glowing. It must be a boy." You offer a knowing smile and a subtle nod, choosing not to set the record straight. You've encountered every tale of gender prediction imaginable. When your feet swell, it's a sign of a girl on the way. Should you find yourself dreaming of flames, it signifies a boy. If your belly is round, dear girl, if it has a sharp edge, it's a boy. On a Wednesday, a sneeze brings forth twins. All of it feels devoid of significance. Yet, in a realm where certainty is scarce, you cling to the tailies regardless. They hold more value than mere quietude. The local children follow you in a charming procession, much like ducklings, as you make your way back from the fields. One among them inquires if your belly is in pain. One gently prods it, bursting into laughter as the little one responds with a kick. With a berry in hand, you gently urge them to quiet down. They disperse into the unknown. A wry smile dances on your lips as you shake your head, caught between amusement and weariness. In the cozy confines of the cottage, you cleanse your hands and take a moment to catch a whiff of your underarm. Your scent is quite unpleasant. Not due to a lack of cleanliness, but rather because soap is a rare treasure, and the nearby stream offers only icy waters. Bathing occurs infrequently, typically reserved for special occasions, such as feast days or the arrival of a new life. There was a time in the vibrant season of spring when you decided to embrace the chill of a full-body rinse, only to find your skin transformed into a striking shade of blue from the biting cold. Never again shall it be so. Once more, the midday meal brings forth a humble bowl of turnip stew. As the flames dance and the wood hisses, you let it simmer gently, allowing the flavors to meld in a warm embrace. A sprinkle of rosemary, gathered in the warmth of last summer and cherished like a hidden gem, has found its way into the mix. It enhances the essence, or at the very least, the aroma. As you savor each bite, you take your time, letting the flavors linger longer than needed, creating an illusion of abundance in your bowl. Allow me to share a widely recognized truth. In the heart of countless medieval villages, the rhythm of life danced to the tune of the seasons, with food woven intricately into the fabric of nature's cycles. Whether expecting or not, you consumed whatever was at hand. And in the chill of winter or the grip of drought, that could signify nearly nothing at all. In the shadows of hardship, mothers who lacked nourishment brought forth fragile lives, often arriving too soon and too weak to face the world. It was a cycle, harsh in its familiarity, weaving through the fabric of existence. As the afternoon unfolds, the sun pierces the clouds, casting a bright light that makes you squint in its brilliance. You interpret this as a cue to stroll towards the outskirts of the village, where the midwife's hut rests beneath the embrace of a slanting tree. Word has it that she has discovered a new herb that works wonders for alleviating cramping. Upon your arrival, the dwelling is empty, yet her apprentice awaits within. A girl, barely 13, carries herself with a poise that suggests she has witnessed shadows that will forever linger in her mind. With a knowing smile, she hands you a small pouch filled with dried leaves, her voice soft yet firm as she instructs, "Steep this in water and drink it as the sun sets." Should you find yourself feeling dizzy, it's wise to recline and let the world settle around you. When your sight begins to waver, seek solace in prayer. With gratitude, you express your thanks and vow to return with a bounty of fresh eggs. Should your hens decide to grace you with their gifts once more, it has been quite some time since they last did, perhaps deterred by the neighbor's feline, a creature that seems to have claimed more chickens than the village butcher ever did. As you make your way home, you stroll past the charming village baker. The aroma of freshly baked bread fills the air, stirring emotions deep within, twisting your insides not with hunger, but with a profound sense of loss. There was a time when you ventured to that charming bakery, drawn by the promise of sweetbread, to mark the joyous occasion of your first pregnancy. That child never drew a breath. Ah, the sweet memory of honeyed crust dances on your palate, while the warmth of soft dough embraces your fingertips. The pain lingers on. Whispers of that baby are never to escape your lips, not even in the presence of your husband. Loss here falls like rain, a constant presence, anticipated yet seldom spoken of. One simply tucks it away and resumes the daily grind. As you wander past the herb woman's fence, you pause to pluck a handful of wild garlic that thrives amidst the stones. With a glimmer in her eye, she catches your gaze and offers a friendly wave before presenting you with a delicate bundle wrapped in soft cloth. "Lavender," she whispers. "Place it beneath your pillow, where dreams may weave their magic." Shields. Against the shadows of the night, you express your gratitude, bringing the bundle close to your face, inhaling its essence. The air is filled with an aroma that whispers of the divine. And now, let me share a delightful little nugget of curiosity with you. In the whispers of the village, a curious belief takes root, that by tying a mole's foot to one's waistband, the promise of an easy birth is secured. That one remains untested in your adventures. Yet you have laid eyes upon a mole, and let's just say it didn't seem particularly excited about the tradition. The evening descends gently, wrapping the world in a soft embrace. You drape the damp linens by the flickering firelight, then ignite a beeswax candle, its warm glow casting gentle shadows around the room. A rare indulgence among the everyday. The flickering light weaves a tapestry of dancing shadows upon the walls. Your fingers glide gently over your belly, now beautifully round and firm, as you hum that familiar lullaby once more, a tale woven with whispers of half-remembered phrases, and a tune that echoes from times long past, even before the cottage stood in its quiet grace. Your husband arrives, cradling a bundle of kindling in his arms, and shares the delightful news that the miller's wife welcomed a new life into the full world this very morning. A girl, he proclaims, vibrant. It spanned the entire night. Not a priest to be found, only the midwife and fortune. You nod, forcing down the tightness that clings to your throat. You admire the miller's wife for her resilience, yet a shadow of doubt creeps in, whispering that you may not share her fortune. As the day draws to a close, you gently immerse the fresh herbs in steaming water, allowing their essence to unfold. The flavor strikes with a bitterness, reminiscent of metal. You swallow it whole, then cleanse the vessel with remnants of ash and a tattered piece of linen. With the lavender bundle cradled beneath your head, you lie in quiet repose, your gaze fixed upon the humble ceiling above. As the night deepens, slumber wraps around you like a gentle embrace, guiding you softly into the realm of dreams. In this moment, You find yourself beneath the waves, gently gliding just below the shimmering surface. The baby stirs, and you sense it like gentle waves, caressing the shore. A fish glides by, its gaze strikingly human. As you part your lips to unleash a cry, a cascade of bubbles emerges in their place. You don't succumb to the depths. You merely descend into the abyss. Awakening abruptly, your heart races, pounding fiercely in your chest. The flames have dwindled once more. Outside, the wind wails through the thatch, and a shadow dances across the floor. It was likely the feline. One can only wish it's the cat dot. As you inhale deeply, you attune your ears to the whispers of the night, patiently anticipating the gentle embrace of slumber's return. As the first light of dawn breaks, you awaken to the crisp morning air, your breath visible in soft puffs against the gentle glow filtering through the gaps in the wattled walls. The persistent ache in your lower back lingers, while an unusual heaviness settles in your belly. More a weight than a wonder. You remain motionless for a moment, gazing at the woven ceiling above while your mind drifts to thoughts of breakfast, despite the fact that your hunger has long since vanished. At this point, the news of your pregnancy has spread like wildfire throughout the village. It's not merely the way your belly takes the lead wherever you wander, nor the deliberate pace of your steps, but rather the fact that whispers spread like wildfire in this place, and nothing captures attention quite like the tale of a burgeoning belly. Once you manage to lift yourself up, you wrap a coarse shawl around your shoulders and make your way to the hearth, each step a testament to your resolve. The flames flicker, dwindling to mere embers. You gently breathe life into the dying embers, taking care to avoid the smoke that threatens to sting your eyes. The fleeting triumph of warmth is but a momentary glow. Your hands remain a distant sensation, while your feet, like frozen shadows, emerge from the hem of your nightdress, swollen and unrecognizable as you tear into the crusty loaf of porridge. A gentle knock echoes from the door. The sound alone reveals their identity to you. A pair of swift knocks, followed by a soft shuffle. The village's sage, naturally. She comes in like a change in the air. Unexpected, frequently troublesome, and typically unavoidable. She glides into the scene, her cloak sweeping the ground with earthy marks, holding tightly to a collection of wild herbs nestled in a small brown bag. She says, placing them gently before you. Guardianship and resilience, accompanied by a talisman for the sorrow. Her gaze flits to your midsection, where her cool, dry hand rests gently, whispering words that dance just beyond your hearing. A blend of Latin and its ancient predecessors. Whispers of her tales have reached your ears. With a gentle whisper, she can quell a fever, or, if the mood strikes her, transform spoiled milk back to its sweet state. Yet the treasure she holds, most precious to you, lies in her profound understanding of the miracle of childbirth. She has brought more new lives into the world than anyone can recall. Whispers among mothers suggest she carries a charm of fortune. In hushed tones, tales are spun of infants who arrive into the world with peculiarities, like extra fingers or unusual birthmarks. Yet your yearning for hope silences your curiosity. Today, she unveils a small rabbit's heart from the brown bag and places it gently into your palm. Hold it near to your heart. She instructs, her eyes narrowed, warding off the dark spirits that linger in the shadows. You acknowledge, carefully wrapping it in a piece of cloth and securing it around your waist. There's an unusual warmth to it. Perhaps it was merely from her hand, or perhaps it stemmed from something beyond that. It's best not to dwell on it too deeply. With a keen eye, she begins her examination of your cottage, scrutinizing every nook and cranny, her voice laced with disapproval as she chides you for allowing the laundry to dangle longer than it should. The heavy, moist air carries with it the whispers of illness, particularly in these times, With a gentle prod, she stirs the flames, casting a sprinkle of fragrant herbs into the glowing embers. At last, she extends a stoppered bottle, inviting you to taste the sharp-smelling concoction. Within, a small offering for fortitude. The fiery sensation travels down, yet amidst the heat, a flicker of relief emerges as your headache begins to wane, and the grip of nausea loosens for the first time in days. As she prepares to depart, she draws. Near, her breath sharp and stinging like nettles. Whisper this secret to the winds, but let not the priest catch wind of my presence here. Both of you are aware of the reasons behind it. The church casts a disapproving gaze upon magic, despite it being the sole refuge from the encroaching madness of worry. She sniffs, preferring the power of a prayer over the remedy of a poultice. Yet no amount of prayers can turn a breech baby. In the tapestry of medieval villages, a debate lingers among historians. Were the wise women and midwives figures of fear or of reverence? At times, they found themselves teetering on the delicate balance of need and doubt. One unfortunate arrival into the world, and the entire village could rise against them. Yet, within the intimate embrace of kitchens and softly lit nooks, they held the weight of lives in their hands. Once she has departed, your eyes catch a glimpse of a sprig of rosemary, delicately bound with red thread, resting near the door. Another token, or perhaps a whisper of her presence, lingering in the air. In any case, you let it be. As you resume your tasks, a sense of buoyancy fills your heart, even if your body remains weary. As the sun ascends to its zenith, the morning dew evaporates, leaving the fields glistening in its warm embrace. As you trudge towards the well, the weight of the bucket pulling at your arm, you catch the gaze of an elderly neighbor who offers a low grunt in acknowledgement. It won't be long now, will it? With a gentle smile, she gestures towards the cool stone, inviting you to take a seat. You find yourself in a moment of respite, absorbing her words as she weaves the latest tales of intrigue and rumor. In the village, whispers abound. The miller's wife struggles with a persistent cough. The blacksmith's youngest has taken to pilfering apples from the orchard. Yet the most captivating tale of all revolves around you. I heard the priest is lifting his voice in prayer for a young boy, she shares. He believes the village would greatly benefit from additional robust hands to toil in the fields. One can't resist the urge to chuckle. If only the whispers of hope could shape our fate, there would be no daughters remaining in this realm. The dialogue meanders, as it frequently does, into the realm of childbirth narratives, a tapestry woven with threads of hope and strands of fear. She recounts the tale of her mother's labor, detailing how iron scissors were hung above the bed to sever the ties of evil spirits, and how the local wise woman sprinkled salt around the room for protection. You lean in, a polite smile gracing your lips, while your heart races with each unfolding tale of misfortune. Her tale concludes with a cautionary note. Beware the feline that wanders across your slumbering sanctuary, for it may whisk away the very essence of your little one's breath. You nod, a flicker of concern crossing your mind as you picture the cat plotting to snatch your dinner away. Upon arriving home, you take a moment at your doorstep to gently shake off your skirts. Your hands drift softly to your belly, caressing it with tender strokes. A gentle nudge brushes against you, a soft, reassuring kick that whispers of life within. For the moment, it stands as a testament to existence. As the afternoon unfolds, I find myself mending a frayed sleeve while the clouds begin to weave their tapestry over the hills. Once more, the rain falls. It often arrives just when the weight of the world feels heaviest upon your shoulders. You draw the shutters closed with care and toss another log onto the flames, grimacing at the familiar protest of your weary joints. As the wind begins to howl, you cocoon yourself in a soft blanket, cradling the final drops of the wise woman's tonic, relishing the comforting warmth that spreads through your chest. From afar, The sweet melody of singing wafts through the air, emanating from the church, carried gently by the breeze. A choir, immersed in their melodies, preparing for a celebration, perhaps. Or perhaps just the priest and his devoted companion, standing steadfastly by his side. Their voices intertwine with the gentle whistle of the wind, and for a fleeting moment, a profound sense of tranquility washes over you. As you gently shut your eyes, you tune in to the sounds around you. The little one shifts, and you weave a gentle melody, crafting a lullaby of your own design. The melody stumbles along, yet your weariness dulls your concern. As you continue to hum. A sudden, sharp knock breaks the tranquility, jolting you from your reverie. In a quaint village, the parish priest makes his rounds, offering a warm visit to the expectant mothers, bringing with him a sense of comfort and hope. With a strange smile, he welcomes you, his grip firm around a wooden cross held close to his heart. He casts his gaze about your cozy abode, his eyes lingering momentarily on the sprig of rosemary before shifting elsewhere. He inquires about maintaining good health. With a gentle nod, you acknowledge the moment. With a melodic cadence, he offers a brief blessing in Latin, then cautions you once more against placing your faith in charms or the stories spun by women. It is through prayer that one finds the grace of the divine, he proclaims. We call the tale of Eve's transgression. You acknowledge with a nod, gaze lowered, fully aware that debate is futile. Once he departs, your gaze lingers on the cross adorning your wall, pondering which holds greater sway, faith or fear. As twilight descends, you ignite your final candle, observing the dance of its flame in the encroaching shadows. Your husband arrives from the fields, his hair glistening with the remnants of rain, and takes a seat beside you. Enveloped in a quiet stillness, gather around the table, where a humble feast of boiled beans and hearty rye bread awaits to nourish the soul, soaking morsels in a gentle brew to tenderize the outer layers. With each bite, you take your time, relishing the flavors, fully conscious that the meal awaiting you tomorrow might be more meager. As night falls, you gently tuck the rabbit's heart and rosemary charm beneath your pillow, following the sage advice of the wise woman. You murmur a soft plea, seeking a stroke of luck. As every woman of the medieval era understood, the art of survival weaves together threads of faith and a sprinkle of fortune. Gather round for a delightful little nugget of whimsy this evening. There were those who held the belief that placing a knife beneath the mattress served as a safeguard for both mother and child against the lurking spirits of the night. You carefully nestle your husband's smallest blade beneath the straw, just to be prepared for whatever may come. It's wiser to wield a blunt blade than to carry the weight of a piercing regret. The night stretches on as sleep dances just out of reach. The wind whispers through the shutters, and you find yourself straining to catch the gentle patter of rain upon the roof. Instead, you feel the unwavering, melodic beat of your own heart echoing in the silence. Resonating, you might envision, with the delicate pulse within you. As you finally surrender to the embrace of sleep, your hands rest gently on your belly, enveloped by the fragrant herbs, whispered prayers, and the myriad of tiny beliefs that weave the fabric of your existence. The dawn has yet to break, and you find yourself stirring from slumber. Though the world outside remains cloaked in shadows, the sky beyond the window wears a murky blue, hinting at another hour before dawn breaks, while the chill in the air feels particularly biting today. With a deep sigh, you stretch your limbs, preparing for the familiar challenge of lifting yourself from the ground, each joint and muscle voicing their gentle complaints. In the village, the experience of pregnancy envelops you entirely, a relentless endeavor that never takes a break, even during the stillness of night when others drift into dreams of plump geese or repaired rooftops. Today, like every other day, a tale of tasks awaits to be unraveled. You slip from your straw pallet and make your way to the hearth, a chill creeping over you as you navigate past the open window with its uneven shutter. The embers have faded into darkness, and your toes curl against the earth beneath you. It falls upon you to draw forth the fire from the ashes, much like you must summon vitality from your tired limbs. What we have for breakfast, if one could even call it that, is a meager bowl of thin gruel, remnants from last night's supper, diluted with water and a few wilted greens. Your husband has already ventured out to the fields, as expected, and the village is enveloped in such stillness that you can even catch the soft snuffling of the neighbor's pig through the wall. With the dawn still cloaked in shadows, you find yourself standing, propped against the mantel, as you lift the spoon to fill your lips. The warm broth fills your mouth, a small comfort against the weariness that tugs at you, even before the first light breaks the horizon. Today's tasks unfold in the great outdoors, as I once more draw water from the well and wash clothes in the frigid stream that winds its way along the village's edge. Your fingers tingle, flushed and aching, yet the task must be completed. In this place, the notion of a day off is but a distant dream. Not a soul, be it your husband, the other women, or even the midwife, dares to imply that the state of being pregnant should alter this relentless rhythm of life. You observe, once again, the way your breath has begun to quicken. It becomes a challenge to bend and lift, and there are moments when you must pause, leaning against the side of the house, feigning a need to adjust your skirt, yet you press on regardless. The fields will not pause for you to regain your breath, just as your mother often reminded you, and she spoke the truth. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, you find yourself in the vegetable patch, kneeling down to tend to the weeds that encircle the vibrant carrots and onions. The sun, though still timid, begins its ascent, casting a gentle warmth upon your shoulders. There stands your neighbor, a woman blessed with 4 lively children, and arms strong enough to lift a calf, pausing to share the latest tidbits of gossip. "You really ought to take it easy," she chides, but her words carry no true reproach, merely a recognition that you are all ensnared in this unending loop together. Let me take you back to a time when I was expecting my youngest," she begins, her eyes sparkling with the thrill of nostalgia. "I carried a sack of flour from here to the mill. That's what kept my hips strong." She offers a smile, yet her gaze remains fixed on your hands, weathered and worn, as you fidget uneasily in the earth beneath you. Her intentions are good, yet you find yourself longing for the solitude to embrace your weariness. Once she departs, you whisper your gratitude for her counsel and return to your tasks. Your mind wanders to the enchanting idea of experiencing a true day of rest, a complete escape from the world, where time stands still and peace envelops you. There's no need for weeding, no washing, no hauling, just the bliss of lying in the shade, perhaps with a refreshing drink and some fresh bread by your side. It's the kind of fleeting thought you've mastered the art of dismissing in an instant. In this place, dreams do not nourish the hungry or stitch the torn. At lunchtime, a delicate broth awaits, enriched with the hearty embrace of barley. With each deliberate bite, you relish the comforting heat, your gaze fixed on the spoon, as if it holds the key to some unspoken truth. What treasures would you trade for a taste of cheese? For a small treasure of luscious cherries? For a piece of salted pork, you say? Desires weave themselves into the fabric of your day, ethereal whispers that dance through your thoughts. And just when you believe you've found a moment of peace, a knock echoes at your door. There she stands, your husband's cousin, cheeks flushed from her brisk walk, her eyes alight with the thrill of juicy gossip waiting to spill forth. She bursts in, claiming her spot by the fire, and begins to weave her tale before you can even gesture for her to sit. "Have you heard the tale of the shoemaker's wife?" she inquires. "Yesterday, I took an unexpected plunge into the stream. All say it was due to her sighting of a magpie. Ah, the whims of fate, how they twist and turn. Behold, the sight of a magpie with an empty belly foretells the trials of a challenging birth. She shakes her head, conveying an air of certainty, as if she holds the truth in her hands. Scholars continue to debate the impact of these superstitions on the lives of women in medieval times. On one hand, they crafted a framework for fear. On the other hand, they heaped additional worry onto women who were already burdened with too much. Your cousin-in-law lingers for nearly an hour, weaving a tapestry of every whisper and concern that crosses her mind, from the tale of the cow that has ceased to provide milk to the gossip surrounding the villager accused of pilfering eggs. You listen intently, aware that only fragments will linger in your memory. As her words flow, your mind wanders, the ache in your hips and the steady pressure in your back pulling you away from the moment. At last, she rises to depart, gently, squeezing your hand and offering her heartfelt wishes for good fortune and a smooth journey ahead. In the depths of your thoughts, you find yourself pondering which holds less weight in your heart, the fickle hand of fortune or the comforting embrace of simplicity. The hours unfold like a tapestry, each moment weaving into the next. You gather more water, tidy the cottage, and attempt to push aside the sharp, pinching cramps that grip your lower belly. You convince yourself it's merely weariness, merely a pang of hunger, merely another day in the tale of your life. Yet the cramps linger, refusing to fully dissipate. Recall the midwife's gentle guidance. Take a moment to rest if discomfort arises. Hydrate your body, and if you have the means, soothe your belly with warmed oil. You give it your all, even if the oil at your disposal carries more of a fishy scent than the sweet fragrance of blossoms. As the afternoon gently transitions into evening, you meander through the village green, savoring the soft caress of the breeze. The scent of wood smoke dances in the air, mingling with the rich aroma of rain-kissed soil, all laced with a delicate hint of wildflower sweetness. As you gently shut your eyes, you relish the fleeting stillness that envelops you. As you journey back, you encounter the ancient stone cross that delineates the village's boundary, a cherished remnant from the days of your grandmother's youth. Women once adorned it with bits of cloth, each piece a heartfelt prayer for safe deliveries, for thriving children, for compassion in their lives. Some remnants linger, faded to a ghostly white by the relentless sun and the whispering wind. Your fingers glide across the stone as you murmur a hope, soft enough that only the evening birds catch the sound. In the cozy embrace of your cottage, the day's tasks have been tended to, or at least as much as they ever can be. As you nestle beside the warm glow of the fire, your hands work diligently on another smock, this time for the little one. Yet despite your efforts, the needle seems to have a mind of its own, pricking your fingers and leaving the stitches in a delightful disarray. Yet you persist in your endeavor. In the stillness of preparation, a subtle enchantment unfolds, reminding us that certainty is but a fleeting whisper. As the sun dips below the horizon, your husband arrives, cloaked in the day's toil, his clothes bearing the marks of the earth. Together, you sit down to a humble feast of stewed lentils and a crust of bread, the warmth of the meal enveloping you both in a quiet moment of connection. He inquires about your feelings, and you offer a smile in response. Here we remain, you declare, and that is all that matters. Once the evening meal has settled, the midwife makes her way over for her customary visits. With a gentle touch, she feels your pulse, leans in to listen to the whispers of your belly, and reassures you that the cramps are merely fleeting shadows, nothing to fret over. Ah, the little one is simply stretching. Finding her cozy spot, she remarks with a knowing grin. Little ones are blissfully unaware of convenience. She gifts you a small pouch of dried nettles for tea, assuring you it will fortify your blood. Express your gratitude, and discreetly offer her a piece of cheese from your hidden reserve. With a playful wink, she draws you into a fleeting moment where it feels as though you are both part of a secretive little rebellion. As the embers flicker softly, you sip the nettle tea, and the burdens of the day begin to melt away, leaving you in a tranquil embrace. Gather round, for I have a curious fact to share as the night unfolds. In the whispers of the village, a tale circulated that a pregnant woman must steer clear of the moon's gaze, for fear that her child might emerge into the world adorned with a crescent-shaped birthmark. A gentle laugh escapes your lips as you look up at the opening in the roof, where the moonlight quietly slips in. Whether one believes in tailies or not, the moon casts a stunning glow tonight, radiant and abundant, illuminating the night like a lantern suspended in the heavens. You settle into your straw pallet, pulling the coarse blanket snugly around your shoulders, and allow your eyes to gently close. Whispers of the wind dance at the eaves, while the rich aroma of earth and fire weaves through your dreams. For a time, you drift gently on the brink of slumber. In a moment suspended between worlds, you find solace in the certainty that, for this night, you have triumphed over the trials of the day. The realm of slumber has become quite the enigma in recent times. In the stillness of the night, you find yourself stirring from slumber so frequently that the boundaries between dreams and reality blur, leaving you to ponder where one realm concludes and the other commences. A dull ache lingers in your hips. The heaviness of your belly pulls at your spine, a constant reminder of its presence. At times, the little one shifts, and you find yourself lying there, sensing that your very being has transformed into a whimsical realm for another. Even the straw mattress, delicate as a secret, feels too lumpy and uneven. The sounds of the village weave around you, the gentle lowing of cows, a fox's distant yip beyond the fence, the faint bark of a dog echoing in the night. You find yourself pondering if there are others awake, gazing at the ceiling, counting their breaths in the stillness of the dark. Yet, here we stand at the dawn of a fresh chapter. Golden rays of sunlight seep through the cracks in the wall, casting shimmering lines upon the floor. The aroma of the earth and the lingering dampness from last night's rain fills your senses, and for a fleeting instant, it feels almost delightful. You extend your limbs, pushing the boundaries of comfort, as the familiar sounds of your joints echo around you. With a whispered hope, you send a silent wish into the air, longing for the little one to remain peaceful while you gather your thoughts in. This place, the journey of pregnancy unfolds like a shared tale for all to witness. Your secret is as loud as a drum, with your stomach broadcasting the truth to all who care to look. With each step into the world, whispers and remarks follow me like shadows. With your empty bucket in hand, you make your way to the common well, acutely aware of the gazes from the baker's wife, the cobbler's mother, and a handful of curious children trailing behind you in the lane. Don't let her lift anything heavy, someone remarks, often just after you've completed the task at hand. A neighbor hands you a clove of garlic, a small gift wrapped in the warmth of community. Should you start to feel a bit lightheaded, she remarks, playfully placing it in your hand with a mischievous grin. With a knowing nod, you slip the garlic into your pocket and continue on your journey. As you draw near the well, a circle of elder women gathers, their whispers weaving a tapestry of intrigue that bursts into hearty laughter upon noticing your presence. They all share their wisdom. Incorporate more beans into your meals. That's the path I chose. My boys emerged with the strength of mighty beasts. Steer clear of beans, for they may stir a tempest in the little one. When the right hand begins to itch, it foretells that the little one will be blessed with curly locks. The guidance weaves together and clashes, forming a tapestry of traditional insights that, paradoxically, becomes more perplexing with each. Retelling dot as you gather your water, a hush envelops you, your mind wandering between the realms of reality and reverie. There's a longing within you to vanish for a time, to seek refuge among the trees, much like the tales of old where witches found solace in the embrace of the forest. Perhaps just until the little one arrives, or until the whispers fade away. But in a village this tiny, there's no place to conceal oneself, and your presence is essential at home. With each step, you bear the burden of water, a challenging task made heavier by your swollen ankles and aching back. As you step through the threshold, you find a moment to settle in, propping your feet up and gazing thoughtfully at your hands. They bear the marks of time, fingers worn and weathered. Once you held a deep pride in your hands, agile and robust, perfect for weaving tailies and crafting fabric. Now they feel awkward, bloated, as if your entire being is undergoing a transformation. From within, gather round for a tale from the annals of history. In the heart of a medieval village, the air buzzed with whispers and knowing glances, for in such close-knit communities, the news of a pregnancy spread like wildfire, and every soul was privy to the unfolding tales of life and lineage. Privacy was but a whisper in the wind. The tales of births and deaths, along with all that transpired in the spaces between, wove themselves into the fabric of daily life, shared at the well, in the fields, and even whispered in the pews on Sunday. At times, one longs for a serene refuge, a special nook in the vast expanse of existence that is solely theirs. As you embark on the day's tasks, echoes of warnings and proverbs dance in your mind, guiding your every move. Today, you tread lightly, mindful not to disturb the delicate balance of the baby's spirit with a sudden sneeze. You navigate with care, sidestepping the black cat that sprawls lazily in the sun by your doorstep, a guardian of the threshold. With a gentle touch, you fasten a ribbon around your wrist, just as the sage woman instructed, a protective charm against the lurking evil eye. Is it folly? Perhaps. In a realm where certainty is a rare gem, you find yourself grasping tightly to each vow of security, regardless of how peculiar it may seem. As you care for the goats, gather the chicken feed, and gently usher away a couple of laughing children. From your threshold, the scene unfolds like a charming tale of rural life. One of them, the miller's youngest, gazes at your belly and inquires, "Is it true that the baby can hear our words?" A gentle smile graces your lips as you nod in understanding. Perhaps, it would be wise to show kindness, just to be on the safe side. The children, wide-eyed with wonder, scurry away, their voices hushed in excited murmurs. You gently shake your head, a subtle gesture that speaks volumes. At the very least, you brought a smile to their faces. A flicker of amusement dances within you as you observe how everyone around seems to believe they have a claim to your very being. Women extend their hands to gently touch your belly, acting on impulse without a word, while men make light-hearted quips about your roundness, comparing you to a pumpkin basking too long in the sun. It feels like your journey of pregnancy has become a spectacle for others, open to scrutiny and unsolicited remarks. After the sun has reached its zenith, the midwife makes her entrance. She's a slender figure, all sharp angles and a constant frown. Yet her mastery of her art is undeniable. With a soft inquiry about your well-being, she places her hand lightly on your belly, urging you to indulge in more greens. Not for you, but for the little one. She gently nudges you to take a break, even though the irony of that suggestion hangs in the air between you. As she prepares to depart, she offers you a delicate pouch filled with fragrant dried rose petals. She suggests, "Infuse this in water and savor it tonight. It shall guide you into the realm of dreams." With a knowing nod, you carefully stow the pouch out of sight. In the tapestry of village life, the role of midwives weaves a complex narrative of trust and trepidation, leaving historians to ponder their true standing among the people. Some regarded them as extraordinary beings, capable of wonders. There were murmurs among the crowd, tales of those who ventured into realms shrouded in mystery, where shadows danced and secrets lingered, tempting fate with their curiosity. At times, the fate of a midwife could hinge on the outcome of just one birth. Fortuitous or calamitous dot, as the afternoon sun casts its warm glow, you meander gently towards the serene monastery gardens that lie at the village's edge. Behind their ancient walls, the monks tend to a hidden patch of herbs, whispers of sage, the gentle embrace of lavender, the bold spirit of pennyroyal, and beyond. Whispers have reached your ears, tales of monks who barter their cherished plants with women such as yourself, in hushed tones far from the watchful gaze of the priest. In this moment, you exchange a modest bundle of spun wool for a precious handful of dried sage and 3 delicate sprigs of rue dot. The young monk who stands before you is timid, still in the tender years of youth, not yet able to cultivate a full beard. With a furtive look to ensure the coast is clear, he gently places the bundle into your palm. For health, he murmurs, but keep it between us. Dot, with a gentle nod, you express your gratitude for the warmth shown to you. As you stroll back, you carefully nestle the herbs into your apron, pushing aside the swirling thoughts of all that might unravel. A tale of anguish unfolds. A mother in distress, battling bleeding and fever, while her child stubbornly remains in a position of resistance or arrives into the world too soon. Each woman you encounter carries a tale within her. The neighbor who, by sheer fortune, navigated the trials of raising twins. Once there was a girl who, after losing her firstborn, found herself in a world devoid of smiles. On a frigid winter's night, a midwife's daughter faced a harrowing ordeal, teetering on the brink of life and death as she nearly bled out. At times, one might ponder the audacity it takes for anyone to embark on such a journey. Yet the herbs nestled in your pocket offer an unusual solace, a mere collection of leaves intertwined with a whisper of hope. This evening, you will sprinkle sage into your stew and infuse your bath with rue, all the while offering a quiet gratitude to the unseen monk guiding your hands. The evening meal is humble yet satisfying, a warm bowl of bean pottage accompanied by a hearty crust of bread. In the warm glow of the firelight, you share a meal with your husband, the comforting sounds of popping and hissing enveloping you both in a tranquil embrace. Dot, in the quiet of the night, you find yourself stitching by the flickering candlelight, your hands heavy with drowsiness, crafting a new bonnet for the little one. The texture is coarse, yet you delicately stitch a small line of blossoms along the border, a charm for fortune. Gather round for a delightful little nugget of whimsy. Dot, in the whispers of the village, there exists a curious belief that wrapping an eel skin around one's thigh may grant the promise of a birth without pain. As you ponder the elusive beings that hide within the waters, you resolve to rely on the power of herbs and the strength of your prayers. As darkness envelops the world outside, you find yourself nestled in your sheets, weary yet unable to find solace in sleep. Restlessness envelops you as you find yourself moving from one side to the other. You take a sip of the rose-petal tea, relishing its delicate sweetness, while the soothing rhythm of your husband's deep, steady breathing fills the air beside you. One might ponder whether he envisions the little one, if he shares the same concerns that weigh on your heart, or if his thoughts are solely consumed by hopes for a bountiful harvest and the sustenance needed for yet another hungry mouth. Dot, as you prepare to drift into slumber, your hand gently rests on your belly, sensing the little one moving and stretching within you. Stay safe, you softly murmur. Hold on for just a moment more. The candle flickers, its flame dancing for a moment before it succumbs to the darkness, extinguished at last. In the stillness of the night, you find yourself pondering the essence of garlic cloves, the whisper of sage, and the peculiar dreams nestled in the shadows of your existence. At long last, you surrender to slumber, cradled by the gentle lullaby of the village as it nestles into the embrace of night. As dawn approaches, you find yourself stirring from slumber, greeted once more by the persistent ache in your hips and that peculiar fluttering sensation nestled deep within your belly. In the stillness of the outside world, a gentle hush envelops the surroundings, punctuated only by the soft clucking of hens nestled beneath the floorboards and the faint, distant crow of a rooster heralding the dawn. The flames have flickered away, yet a warmth clings to you, even under the heavy woolen blanket. Your body, caught in a dance between warmth and chill, unsure of its own desires. A low rumble echoes from your belly, leaving you to ponder whether it signals hunger's call or the unsettling grip of nausea. You rise with determination, moving with caution to avoid triggering another wave of discomfort. Each dawn brings its own challenges. Each muscle feels rigid, your ankles are puffy, and your mouth carries the flavor of an old, forgotten cupboard. Yet by this point, it has become second nature to you. The unease has settled in beside you, as familiar as the daily ritual of fetching water or tending to the fire's embers. As you venture outdoors, the crisp, damp air envelops you, whispering secrets of an impending downpour. The grass glistens with dew, and the hens burst forth in a flurry, darting in all directions as you make your way across the yard to the well. Bucket clutched firmly in your hand, the neighbor's dog lets out a single bark, low and gruff, as if he shares in the collective sigh of a new day dawning. You glance at the dog, longing for a chance to trade places, if only for a fleeting moment. Fetching water is a task that fills you with reluctance. With each week that slips by, the bucket grows weightier, demanding you to steady yourself firmly, planting both feet to summon the strength needed to hoist it up. Steady yourself, you murmur softly, as though the well might be listening, ready to grant its elusive favor this time. As you reflect on the countless times you've engaged in this labor, transporting water, gathering wood, bending and lifting, a sense of wonder washes over you. Your body, even in its weariness and aches, continues to rise to the challenge. A testament to its resilience. Your hands tremble as you carefully pour water into the pot resting on the hearth. As you catch a glimpse of yourself in the gleaming surface, a weary visage stares back, cheeks plump and rosy, eyes shadowed with fatigue. Time seems to weigh heavily upon you, and once again, you find yourself pondering whether anyone truly experiences the essence of youth in a setting such as this. The villagers are beginning to awaken from their slumber. From a dozen chimneys, tendrils of smoke curl into the air, while the gentle murmur of voices weaves through the verdant landscape, heralding the start of a new day's toil. The rhythmic clang of the smithy's hammer echoes through the air, mingling with the joyful shouts of children racing barefoot through the muddy streets. Restlessness hangs in the air as the cows low from their muddy pen behind the butcher's hut, their voices echoing a tale of unease. Today, you embark on a small adventure, trading a handful of eggs and some dried nettles with the wise woman. In return, you seek a touch of honey, a delightful treasure to sweeten your meals and bring comfort to your throat. As you drape your shawl around your shoulders, you tread carefully along the muddy lane, acutely aware of the stares and whispers that follow you. Swirling in the air like pesky midges. An elderly gentleman shares a knowing smile, as if he holds the secrets of the ages within his gaze. Before long, right? He gestures toward your belly, his words hanging in the air like a whispered secret. A chuckle escapes your lips, yet your fingers clutch the basket with increasing intensity. In the heart of the forest, a wise woman's cottage stands, a delightful chaos of curiosities. Gerbs dangle from the rafters, their earthy scents mingling in the air, while animal bones are artfully strung and sway gently by the door. Glass jars, each containing mysterious, cloudy liquids, line the shelves, hinting at the secrets held within. With a subtle nod, she acknowledges your presence, her keen, dark eyes assessing you with an intensity that speaks volumes. As she continues to grow, her gaze drifts toward your belly, a silent observation filled with wonder, a promising indication. Some do not. She speaks plainly, and you appreciate her honesty. She understands the gravity of the situation more than anyone else. With a gentle gesture, you present the eggs and nettles. She carefully stows them and reappears, cradling a small clay pot filled with honey and a pouch brimming with marigold petals. Infuse these if you sense a fever's grip, she advises, and reserve the honey for your most fragile moments. With gratitude swelling in your chest, you express your thanks, your voice slightly unsteady, and inquire if she possesses any additional charms or wisdom to share. She draws closer, her voice softening to a whisper. Be cautious of who adorns your wrist with a red ribbon. Ensure their heart is worthy of your trust. And if you find yourself dreaming of rivers, tuck a pinch of salt beneath your tongue as you drift into slumber. You acknowledge her reasoning, understanding that some things are best left unchallenged. As you take your leave, your eyes drift upward to catch sight of two crows perched upon the thatched roof, their gaze fixed upon you. The sage chuckles, her laughter echoing like a gentle breeze through the trees. May fortune favor those birds, as long as their wings carry them far from your abode. Rather than drawing them near, you tuck that away, weaving it into the rich tapestry of village lore. Scholars continue to debate whether these age-old beliefs served as a shield for women or simply added layers of superstition to their hardships. Legends whisper that charms and tokens bestowed upon individuals a sense of power over the uncontrollable forces of life. Some think they merely spun illusions, nurturing dread with each fresh narrative. In your journey, the line between belief and trepidation often blurs, leaving you to ponder where one truly concludes and the other takes its first breath. In the comfort of your home, you find a serene moment by the flickering hearth, gently sipping water while soothing your weary, swollen feet. With each spoonful, you indulge in the sweetness of honey, a golden elixir that feels nothing short of miraculous. It evokes a sense of abundance. The tiny being stirs, and a gentle smile graces your lips as you murmur, "That's for you, dear little one." Amidst the flickering glow of the fire, you find solace in the gentle fragrance of drying lavender and the reassuring presence of your blossoming child, each moment a cherished thread in the tapestry of your life. With delicate precision, you weave tiny stitches into a scrap of cloth, crafting a humble yet heartfelt blanket. Your stitches may not be perfect, but it's the heart behind them that truly matters. A neighbor pays a visit, sharing tidings from the mill. She declares that the grindstone is shattered, meaning flour will be a rare treasure for the week ahead. As laughter dances between you, you share a few light-hearted quips about the peculiar act of chewing barley raw. She lends a hand in shelling peas, weaving a vivid narrative of her own first experience in labor, each word painting a picture of her journey. My voice echoed through the fields, causing even the cows to pause their milking for a whole day. She chuckles, shaking her head in disbelief. Thus goes the tale. Perhaps the cows had simply grown weary of my foolish brother's relentless milking. She inquires whether a name has been selected. You gently shake your head, a subtle gesture that speaks volumes. Not at this moment. I wish to tread lightly, for I fear the wrath of the spirits if I choose too early. With a knowing nod, she affirms her understanding. Names, indeed, hold a remarkable power. Whispers abound that to name the child before its arrival is to dance with destiny itself. Some believe it heralds a glimmer of hope. Your cherished names reside within your heart, hidden away and protected from the world. The afternoon unfolds, each moment weaving into the next. At last, the rain makes its entrance, tapping gently upon the roof, weaving a soothing melody in the stillness of the moment. The soothing sound wraps around you like a warm blanket as you sway softly by the flickering flames, allowing the heat to embrace your very core. For a fleeting instant, you allow your mind to wander to a life uncharted. A cozy haven, nourishment at your fingertips, and the freedom to unwind whenever weariness beckons. Though it seems like a distant fantasy, it lends a touch of comfort to the arduous hours ahead. As twilight descends, you can sense the whispers, swirling, the chatter intensifying like a well-oiled machine. In a quaint village, the baker's wife, the cobbler's mother, and a handful of others have begun to weave their tales of foresight. At times a guiding light, at others a shadowy presence. You're soaring high. It must be twins, one of them sharing secrets in a voice that carries through the village like a gentle breeze. One person insists she witnessed you strolling backward past the church last week, and she believes that foretells a stubborn child in your future. You attempt to brush it aside with a chuckle, yet certain remarks pierce deeper than you reveal. You find a way to filter out the noise, honing in on the rhythm of your own breath and the soft, reassuring stirrings of the little one within you. Yet a lingering curiosity tugs at your mind about the words that might escape their lips should misfortune strike. Whose shadow will fall upon the blame? What tales will be woven into the fabric of conversation? How swiftly can warmth transform into doubt? Gather round for a delightful little nugget of whimsy to brighten your evening. In certain villages, a curious belief took root. If a pregnant woman happened to catch sight of a hare darting across her path, it was said that her child would be born with a hare lip. This superstition wove itself into the fabric of their lives, persisting through the ages, defying all reason. As the door creaks open, your husband steps inside, his clothes caked in mud from the day's toil. Together, you gather around the table, sharing a humble meal of root vegetables and the last remnants of smoked fish, the flickering candlelight casting shadows that dance around you. He inquires about your feelings, and you respond with sincerity. Weary, burdened, prepared, I believe. With a warm smile, he places a tender hand on your back. Before long, he murmurs, and you find yourself nearly convinced that, as the day draws to a close, you take a moment to gaze at the charms adorning your door and the fragrant rosemary that remains suspended near your pillow. You softly murmur a prayer to the saints, the spirits, to any who might lend an ear. Allow it to flow effortlessly, that may it find its sanctuary. The rain gently dances upon the roof, lulling you into a serene slumber. Your hands embrace your belly as your thoughts meander through a tapestry of dreams filled with flowing rivers, crows in flight, and the sweet aroma of honeyed bread. As you awaken, the rain falls softly, a relentless drizzle that saturates the ground and seeps into your very bones. The sky hangs heavy in a blanket of gray, and for a fleeting moment, you ponder whether the sun will deign to reveal itself today. The cottage feels unusually cold today. The blanket wraps around you like a comforting embrace, as you sense the weight of your breath mingling with the crispness of the air. Your hands naturally rest upon your belly, gently moving in languid circles as the little one inside shifts and stretches, sending a soft reminder through a gentle ache that solitude is but an illusion. As you rise gently, you swing your legs over the edge of the bed, the worn mattress releasing a soft sigh beneath your weight. Your ankles have taken on a swollen guise, even more pronounced than the day before, while your fingers bear the weight of puffiness, their joints stiff and resistant to movement. As you rise, the world sways for an instant, a fleeting rush of dizziness that has grown almost like an old friend. You brace yourself against the rugged wall, inhaling deeply as you navigate the moment. According to the wisdom of the older women, feeling faint during pregnancy is nothing out of the ordinary. They say it's merely your body making space, as though that clarifies it all. At times, one longs for a manual for the body, ideally crafted, with straightforward and uncomplicated language. With a gentle hand, you grasp the bundle of herbs that the midwife entrusted to you just yesterday, bringing the pouch close. You breathe in deeply, savoring the rich, earthy aroma that envelops you. The scent anchors you, and for a fleeting instant, you sense a surge of strength within. With a gentle tug, you secure your shawl around you and make your way to the hearth, where you tenderly encourage the last remnants of last night's embers to flicker back to life. With the last remnants of wood consumed, you venture into the dampness, pulling your hood low to shield yourself from the relentless rain that threatens to trickle down your neck. The village lies hushed beneath the rain, where sounds are softened and forms fade into the mist. From a cluster of chimneys, wisps of smoke ascend gracefully, curling into the heavens before disappearing into the vast expanse. In the soft embrace of the farm, the pigs rootle in the rich, dark mud, their tails a joyful dance, while the hens gather snugly beneath the eaves, their feathers puffed up to ward off the chill in the air. Your husband has departed, joining the other men in their daily toil plowing fields, mending fences, or attending to the myriad tasks that await, each one met with a weary acceptance that seems to linger in the air. With each step, you make your way to the woodpile, your feet sinking into the damp, slick grass beneath you. Your skirt clings to you, damp and heavy, a testament to the moment's intensity. The stack is dwindling, and you remind yourself to request that your husband take up the axe again this evening. You gather a small bundle, cradling it close to your heart, and step back inside, trying to shake off the droplets as best as you can. With a determined spirit, you begin the task of crafting porridge, diligently scraping the final remnants of oats from the depths of the sack. A touch of honey from the sage woman blends seamlessly with a sprinkle of dried marigold petals. Each bite is a delightful journey, sweet and floral, leaving you yearning for the experience to linger just a little longer. As you sit by the window, your meal in front of you, the rain dances down the glass in erratic patterns, and your mind wanders to the myriad of things you long to alter. Cozy footwear, a plush coverlet, the opportunity to linger in comfort just a bit more. Once the morning meal has been savored, you turn your attention to the tasks at hand, gliding across the floor with a broom, tending to the chamber pot, and peering into the root cellar for any whispers of mold. The damp has woven its way into every corner. As you explore the wall, your fingers brush against a soft patch, and instinctively you reach for a piece of old cloth. With care, you press it into the crack, nurturing a quiet hope that it might offer some solace. The wind whispers through the shutters, and with a soft sigh, you draw your shawl closer, igniting a second candle to dispel the shadows that linger. Before too much time passes, a knock echoes through the air, calling for attention at the door. In this moment, we find the monk from the monastery garden, his usual attire marked by splashes of mud, as he cradles a bundle of fresh herbs swathed in linen. With a soft voice, he offers you a gift, gently placing the bundle into your hands. The midwife mentioned that you may find these useful in the near future. You express your gratitude, and he responds with a warm smile, his eyes radiating kindness and gentleness. Every morning, we lift you in our thoughts, he says, a hint of bashfulness in his voice, before vanishing into the downpour. As you carefully loosen the ties of the bundle resting on the table, a delightful array of yarrow, lavender, sage, and a sprig of pennyroyal reveals itself. Though their purpose eludes you, a sense of security envelops you with their presence close at hand. Historians continue to debate the essence of monastery gardens, pondering whether they served as sanctuaries of healing or merely as symbols of hope, with a sacred act of prayer intertwined with the nurturing of plants, yielding outcomes that were both beneficial and detrimental. With the herbs nestled in your apron, you set off to seek the midwife, eager for her wisdom and guidance. As you meander through the village, Your gaze lowered against the gentle drizzle, you glide past neighbors nestled in their doorways, seeking shelter from the rain. A cobbler's wife waves and calls. You shine brightly, my dear, a sign of good fortune. As you stroll by, another woman leans in, her voice a soft murmur, sharing a secret. Keep a penny tucked beneath your tongue during labor. It will spare you from biting through. You acknowledge with a nod and a smile, tucking away the wisdom, alongside the rest of your collected gems. In the heart of the village, the midwife's cottage stands as a beacon of comfort, radiating warmth and light. Dried flowers dangle gracefully from the beams, while the gentle crackle of the fire in the hearth fills the air with a sense of home. She draws you close to the warmth of the fire, placing a steaming mug of hot water in your hands, her gaze fixed on you as you take a sip. With a careful gaze, she inspects your ankles, her fingers softly pressing on your belly as she tunes into the gentle rhythm of the baby's heartbeat. Calm and unwavering, she remarks, her eyes sparkling with warmth. You're holding up admirably, even if weariness lingers in your eyes. You share with her the tale of your dizziness, the swelling that has taken hold, and the ache that lingers in your joints. She nods, a knowing gesture that suggests she's encountered this tale countless times before. Each woman's body tells its own tale. She shares, yet when pain whispers, it's a sign to pause and rejuvenate. She presents you with a delicate vial of oil, guiding you to massage it into your feet each night as part of a nightly ritual. While it may not banish the swelling, it will surely guide you into a peaceful slumber. She bestows upon you a charm, a delicate pouch brimming with rosemary, and salt meant to be worn around your neck. For fortune, she whispers, and for bravery. As you prepare to depart, she leans in and shares yet another time-honored tale. When the wind whispers from the east on the day of your toil, it foretells a child with a tender spirit. A smile graces your lips as you carefully tuck the charm beneath your smock. Whether you choose to believe it or not, hope dances delicately in the shadows, and you'll grasp it wherever it reveals itself. You make your way home as the rain begins to ease. A curious weight upon you, yet a sense of lightness lingers, grateful for the warmth of care, even if just for a fleeting hour. In the village, a tapestry of small acts of goodwill intertwines with fleeting moments of harshness, and you hold tightly to those threads of kindness whenever possible. At midday, a humble feast awaits a tender boiled turnip, accompanied by a crust of bread, lovingly softened in a warm broth dot as you savor each bite. Your gaze drifts to the window, captivated by the dance of droplets as they race down the glass. The little one stirs within, and you gently place your hand on your belly, murmuring softly, "Not much longer now." One can't help but ponder the essence of the little one to come. Will it be a boy or a girl, strong or delicate, a visionary or a go-getter? In the depths of your thoughts, a whirlwind of questions swirls, entwined with your deepest fears and brightest hopes. As the afternoon light breaks through the clouds, a gentle pause in the rain invites you to embrace the cozy charm of the cottage. You find yourself tidying up, folding linens with care, and lovingly mending the small tears in the baby's cherished blanket. Your hands may fumble, yet the task brings a gentle comfort dot in the stillness of the village. The gentle patter of rainwater weaves through the gutters, accompanied by the faint echoes of distant shouts from a far-off field. Allow me to share a captivating piece of history with you. In the heart of many medieval villages, a tapestry of camaraderie wove itself among women who leaned on each other for strength and solace during the sacred journey of pregnancy and the miraculous event of birth. In a world where men were seldom seen, the bonds forged among mothers, midwives, and neighbors wove a vital tapestry of support and connection. The notion that it takes a village transcended mere words. It was a matter of life and death. As the door creaks open, You sense the reality of the moment when your neighbor steps inside. Shaking the rain from her cloak, she arrives with a delightful offering, a small round of cheese, accompanied by a heartfelt promise to return with more water for you on the morrow. You must take a break, she urges, moving about your kitchen with the familiarity of a seasoned host. She arranges the hearth with care, stirs the glowing coals, and settles in beside you, weaving a tale of her own first child. Fear gripped me, she shares. Yet the midwife's melodies filled the darkness, weaving comfort through the night. It transformed the pain into something more manageable, as if it were a mere whisper in the grand tale of life. You lean in, savoring the presence, cherishing even the mundane chatter that dances around you. Who is unwell? Who is awaiting the arrival of something wonderful? Who has ventured into the city in pursuit of work? Whispers of news dance through eager lips and open souls. Gather round for a delightful little nugget of whimsy. In certain villages, there existed a curious belief. If a pregnant woman were to step over a broom, it was said that her child would emerge with wild, untamed hair. With a shared chuckle, your eyes drift to the weary broom leaning against the wall, a silent witness to countless tales. As the day draws to a close, the rain ceases its dance, and the clouds begin to part, revealing the sky once more. A beam of sunlight breaks through the shadows, shimmering on the puddles beyond Dot as you gently push the door ajar. The rich aroma of damp soil and the faint whisper of blooming flowers envelops you, inviting you into a world of wonder. It's a fleeting moment of calm, and you hold it dear. The evening meal consists of a delicate stew, accompanied by a slice of the neighbor's cheese. Ah, the essence of opulence, especially on a night such as this. Your husband arrives home, breathless with excitement, sharing tales of a fox lurking near the henhouse. Together you venture out, hearts racing, only to discover the hens, safe yet decidedly unimpressed, clucking their discontent. As the shadows deepen, you ignite a candle's flame and settle by the window, observing the final whispers of daylight vanish into the night. Dot, as you massage the midwife's oil into your feet, you gently fasten the charm around your neck, offering a soft thank you to the unseen forces that may be present, listening in the quiet moments. At long last, you recline, drawing the blanket close as the comforting warmth envelops your weary bones. As you reflect, images of fragrant herbs, golden honey, timeless melodies, and the countless hands that have supported your journey come to mind. Dot, as the little one turns one final time before succumbing to slumber, you find yourself drifting into dreams filled with radiant skies, secure journeys, and the tender assurance of what tomorrow holds. The dawn following a rainstorm carries a distinct aroma, a fresh and invigorating scent that awakens the senses. The world seems polished and fresh, if only for a fleeting moment. Dot, as you awaken, the gentle yellow light filters through the window shutter, casting delicate patterns upon the cottage floor, inviting you to embrace the day ahead. The familiar ache courses through your body, a well-known companion at this point. You remain motionless for a moment, attuned to the gentle creaking of the rafters as the house breathes and settles around you. Dot, in a realm beyond the trees, a woodpecker diligently hammers away, creating a hollow cadence that resonates like the faint echoes of a distant drumbeat. You rise slowly, swinging your legs over the edge of the bed, allowing your swollen feet a moment to find their balance in the world beyond the sheets. The little one within you grows more substantial with each passing day, a gentle weight resting upon your spine, stealing your breath away even before you take your first step. Yet a tale awaits to be woven. There is a never-ending journey ahead. In the village, the law stands firm, and even the state of pregnancy cannot alter its course. Glide to the window and raise the shutter, allowing a wave of invigorating air to sweep in. Behold, The world beyond sparkles with a radiant glow. In the muddy lane, puddles gather, droplets adorning each blade of grass, while hens busily peck at the worms that have just emerged from their earthen homes. There she is, the neighbor's little girl, twirling joyfully in the mud, her hair flowing behind her like a vibrant banner in the breeze. A smile graces your lips, and for a fleeting instant, you yearn to join her, to immerse yourself in the pure delight of motion. This morning, a hunger stirs within you, a stark contrast to the day before. The aroma of yesterday's stew hangs in the air, inviting you to savor the remnants as you ladle it into your bowl, blending in a sprinkle of cheese and a handful of fresh greens. The flavor unfolds in delightful layers, each bite a revelation that invites you to linger. You take your time, relishing every morsel, thankful that your stomach is at peace for a change. The little one stirs, and you place your hand softly on your belly, sensing the delicate, rhythmic movements beneath your skin. A knock at the door echoes, more pronounced than ever before. You seek out the parish priest, his cloak still clinging to him, damp from the journey he has just undertaken. He enters, surveying your humble abode with an expression that dances between sympathy and scrutiny, a gaze you've become all too familiar with through the years. He settles by the flickering flames, cradling his hands in the warmth, and inquires about your well-being. Every day is a gift, you reply, for that is the expected response. He inquires whether you've offered a prayer for a smooth labor, and you respond with a nod. He gently underscores the significance of nurturing your thoughts with purity, particularly as these final weeks unfold, and he warns that Eve's misstep serves as a cautionary tale for all women. He speaks of childbirth as a journey through pain, yet it heralds the arrival of new beginnings. Embrace the suffering and have faith in divine compassion. A smile graces your lips as you nod, holding back the words that would reveal the ache within. For you, it's merely a whisper in the tapestry of everyday life. With a soft murmur of Latin, he bestows upon you a blessing, placing a small wooden cross gently into your palm. Before taking his leave, it is said that you should tuck it beneath your pillow until the little one arrives. Into the ever-expanding trove it goes, alongside the herbs gifted by the midwife, the charms bestowed by the wise woman, a sprig of dried lavender, a coin from your neighbor, and now this cross, each piece a thread in the tapestry of your tale. One might ponder whether anyone has ever embarked on the quest to tally the myriad of protections a pregnant woman can bear simultaneously. Once he departs, you step outside, inhaling the refreshing, rain-kissed air. Your gaze lands on your friend. At the neighboring cottage, their hand raised in a cheerful wave, a bright smile lighting up their face. As she skillfully intertwines the green reeds into a basket, you find yourself beside her in the gentle warmth of the sun, your hands engaged in work as you exchange the latest tidings. Word travels through the village, revealing that the miller's youngest is battling a cough, the blacksmith's wife is joyfully awaiting another child, and the merchant's cart has found itself ensnared in the muddy embrace of the road. In the rhythm of village life, where days blend into one another, she softly inquires if fear resides within you. You let out a soft sigh, your gaze drifting to your hands. It seems that everyone is, or so I gather, yet I prefer to let it linger in the background of my thoughts. With a gentle nod, she acknowledges. Both of you are aware of the possibilities that lie ahead. Tales of women who vanished in the throes of childbirth, of infants who arrived only to depart before dawn, of mothers who bleed and drift into eternal slumber. A lingering fear that remains, quietly tucked away as you go about your daily rituals of sweeping, cooking, and tending to the fire. You inquire whether she will join you when the moment arrives. With a gentle grip, she intertwines her fingers with yours. Indeed, solitude is not a path anyone should tread alone. In the village, this holds the weight of a vow made upon sacred artifacts. A gentle release unfurls within your chest, a whisper of solace. The day unfolds, woven together by a tapestry of tasks and duties. With a gentle hand, you tidy the hearth, mend the frayed edges of an apron, gather a handful of wandering greens from the garden, and coax the hens away from their cherished nook beneath the eaves dot in moments of pause. You find solace, gently massaging your weary back, cherishing each opportunity to bask in the warmth of the sun while your thoughts wander freely. As the sun reaches its zenith, the clouds make their reappearance, and a brisk wind dances through the lane. With a gentle flick, you shut the window, inviting warmth into the room. A small fire crackles to life as you prepare a soothing tea from the monk's carefully gathered herbs. The aroma envelops the cottage, crisp and refreshing, as you take a slow sip, allowing the warmth to flow through your weary body. A merry band of children strolls by, their laughter and song filling the air, and one of them shouts out, inquiring whether your little one will be a boy or a girl. You respond, expressing your affection for whatever comes your way and the other women around. You nod in agreement, their approval evident. In the quiet corners of your mind, curiosity stirs. You recall the names softly spoken to the swelling belly, the visions that have danced in your mind, some filled with hope, others tinged with fear. Recall the wisdom your mother once shared with you. Dreams may hold no weight, yet hope is the very essence that fuels our journey. As the shadows in the cottage stretch and deepen, you hold on to that moment with unwavering resolve. In the golden light of the afternoon, you make your way to the neighbor's home, where they are resting, nursing a twisted ankle in her moment of discomfort. With her body aching and her mood dimmed, a spark of joy ignites within her as the warmth of a steaming bowl of soup is presented before her. You linger for a bit, engaging in conversation, lending a hand to organize her cozy little space. Before you depart, she gently places a piece of blue fabric into your palm. Wrap this around your waist before the arrival, she advises. It became my fortunate charm. You place it among the ever-expanding trove of tokens, a personal anthology of the village's deepest fears and fervent wishes. Allow me to share a captivating historical tidbit with you. In the medieval world, the ritual of churching, a sacred act of purification following childbirth, held great significance for women, marking a pivotal moment in their lives. Before one had participated in the sacred rite of churching, they were deemed unclean and barred from approaching the altar. Some women embraced the ritual, viewing it as a testament to their resilience. Some felt a deep-seated resentment, viewing it as yet another reminder of their perceived flaws. You ponder the emotions that may wash over you. If you reach that point, the afternoon unfolds as you diligently stitch another shift for the baby, your fingers aching yet fueled by unwavering resolve. As the light dwindles, you find yourself laboring in the soft flicker of candlelight, a forgotten melody escaping your lips in a gentle hum. The little one stirs frequently now, as though eager to greet the world beyond the womb. The evening descends softly, wrapping the world in a gentle embrace. The evening meal is simple, consisting of a bowl of gruel, a thin slice of cheese, and a crust of bread. The clock ticks on, and a sense of unease creeps in as you glance at the door, hoping for his familiar figure to appear. Even as you strive to mask your concern, he comes forth as the initial stars begin to twinkle in the vast expanse above. Tired yet secure, his boots caked in mud and his shoulders slightly bowed, he takes his place beside you, a quiet companion in the shared ritual of the meal, offering no words of discontent. The two of you sit together, ears attuned to the wind as it shakes the shutters, and you weave a tale of the priest's unexpected visit, the neighbor's curious luck charm, and the vow your friend once made. With a gentle nod, he tightens his grip on your hand. You're strong, he whispers, and you strive to embrace the truth in his words. As the day draws to a close, you take a moment to tally your tokens: botanicals, fabric, currency, emblem. You nestle them beneath your pillow, wishing that one or perhaps all of them will come to your aid. In the stillness, you offer a quiet prayer, reaching out not only to the divine, but also to the saints, the very earth beneath your feet, and the women who have paved the way before you. Allow me to navigate this journey. Allow the young one to thrive. As you nestle into your straw mattress, the burdens of the day seep into your very bones, a gentle reminder of the journey you've traveled. The little one stirs tonight, a flurry of kicks and tumbles, leaving you to ponder if this is a portent of something to come. The wind whispers through the crevices, while in the distance, a dog calls out into the night. As you gently close your eyes, you find yourself gliding into the realm of dreams, where your thoughts dance with a tapestry of blessings, fears, and that resilient flicker of hope that whispers tomorrow may draw you nearer to the conclusion you seek. Gather round for a delightful little nugget of whimsy. In the whispers of the village, a curious belief takes root. Those who dream of blood are destined to welcome a son into the world. In the realm of dreams, a vision unfolds a girl amidst the flowing waters. In the quiet of the night, visions of both danced through your dreams. A crimson river meanders gracefully through a lush, verdant expanse. Though the meaning eludes you, it sparks a glimmer of hope that the realm of possibilities is boundless. As you lay down, your hand rests gently on your belly, tokens sealed tight, prayers softly murmured, and dreams floating away with a gentle breeze. As dawn breaks, you are stirred by the lively chatter drifting through your window, a symphony of morning salutations exchanged with enthusiasm along the muddy path, where neighbors stroll by, their arms laden with baskets, buckets, and little ones nestled at their sides. As you awaken, a sluggishness envelops you, each muscle voicing its discontent. Yet these new aches have settled in as unwelcome yet familiar guests. Your belly is as full as a bountiful harvest, and the little one within is eager to explore every inch of its cozy home. You caress your side softly, whispering soothing words, as if the little one could truly understand your tender voice. The sky beyond the window hangs heavy and gray, hinting at yet another day filled with dampness and drizzle. As you rise from your slumber, you draw your shawl snugly around your shoulders, bracing against the persistent chill that has woven itself into your very being of late. As you reflect on those sunlit, serene days of your early pregnancy, you can't help but be amazed at the swift passage of time, measured by the constant, unwavering growth of your own form. As you embark on your morning chores, you find that the world around you seems to have slowed down, each task taking its time. Unlike the days of old, neither your fingers nor your feet, and certainly not your patience. With a gentle shuffle, you approach the fire, coaxing the coals back to a warm glow as you set a pot of water upon the flames, preparing for a hearty porridge to warm the soul. As it bubbles gently, you settle onto a stool, seeking a moment of ease. Adjusting your stance from one side to the other. In the early light of dawn, the breakfast spread is modest yet satisfying, touched with the final drizzle of honey bestowed by the wise woman, a sweet reminder of her gentle wisdom. As you savor your meal, the door creaks open, revealing your husband returning from the early shift in the fields, his boots heavy with the earth's embrace. He gently places a kiss on your head and inquires, "Any news from the little one?" You chuckle softly, shaking your head, imagining the little one popping out to share some news. Yet you understand his intent. Every day unfolds like a suspenseful tale where you hold your breath, anticipating the moment when the story of labor begins to reveal itself. Once the morning meal has been enjoyed, you set about organizing the cottage, your full belly guiding your movements, while your back protests with every step. your resolve to maintain. The space in pristine condition is unwavering. You gently erase the traces of the day, polishing the pot until it gleams, and draping a fresh cloth over the table, setting the stage for what's to come. Maintaining cleanliness goes beyond mere pride. It serves as a crucial safeguard. The midwife's cautions resonate within your thoughts. A cluttered space breeds illness, and illness leads to the end. As you linger by the window, your gaze follows a duo of sparrows darting playfully between the eaves, their feathers puffed up to ward off the crisp air. A delicate beam of sunlight breaks through the clouds, casting a golden warmth, and you linger for just a moment longer, your face raised, allowing the precious light to envelop your skin. It's one of those intimate little pleasures that remain yours alone, untouched by the outside world. The familiar murmur of voices swells in the lane once more, and an unsettling anticipation grips you as you brace for the inevitable knock that will soon echo against your door. The whispers of the village, where tales are spun and secrets shared like the finest threads in a tapestry. 3 women in aprons, their heads leaning together, laughter bubbling forth even before they cross the threshold. They arrive with offerings, a humble loaf of bread, a dollop of butter, and tailies. To share, always tailies. They gather around your table, eager to share their thoughts and tailies, some insightful, others merely for the joy of conversation. One recounts a dream of a flock of geese that came to him before the arrival of his Sophie. Her voice carries like a honking goose even now. Another chuckles. Each night I sipped on nettle tea, yet my little one arrived with a head full of spiky hair, reminiscent of a hedgehog. No remedy exists for that. The third, the eldest among them, leans in, offering a cautionary tale. Ensure that no one takes a seat at the foot of your bed during the time of your labor. It holds the baby at bay. They all nod, as if the words spoken are the very truth itself. The dialogue meanders, as it inevitably does, into the realm of conjecture. You're bearing a great weight. You surely must be a girl. Oh, but behold the sight of her swollen feet, a tale of discomfort unfolding before our eyes. Indeed, that's a lad, as certain as the dawn breaks. With a knowing smile and a nod, you extend an invitation for tea, fully aware that their guessing game is unstoppable. The debate among historians continues, pondering whether these ceaseless predictions provided solace or merely highlighted the limited control women possessed. At times, it seems like a blend of both worlds. A priest's visit lingers in the air, his stern words echoing with gravity as he speaks of purity and the weight of suffering. The women let out a hearty snort together. It's simple for him to speak. That way, one might mutter under their breath, "He's never had to propel anything grander than a message from the pulpit." A chuckle escapes you, unexpected and bright, slicing through the shadows with its warmth. Once they depart, you find yourself by the window, needle in hand. As you immerse yourself in the rhythm of your sewing, your hands may fumble, yet the cadence brings comfort. As you carefully mend the swaddling cloth for the little one, its white fabric, though a touch threadbare, whispers of softness and warmth. Along the edge, a whimsical row of crooked daisies comes to life, each stitch telling a tale of its own. Each stitch, you can feel the lessons of your mother woven into the fabric, transforming every movement into a sacred ritual. As you softly hum an ancient melody, a fragment of your youth dances in your mind, and for a fleeting instant, the weight of waiting for sorrow lifts from your shoulders. In a world woven with dreams, there stands a girl, armed with her needle and thread, stitching together her hopes for what lies ahead. Suddenly, your thoughts are interrupted by the entrance of the midwife. Today, her demeanor is quick, her voice carrying a sharper edge than what one might expect. With a gentle touch, she examines your belly, tuning in to the baby's heartbeat, and encourages you to recline, allowing her to sense the little one's position within. gaze lowered. Well, she whispers to herself. She casts a glance at your ankles, swollen and crimson, and shakes her head disapprov. It's essential to take a moment to pause, to truly recharge, for without that, you'll find yourself empty when the challenging times arrive. With a gentle gesture, she presents you a folded scrap of paper, a treasure of sorts, for it hails from the sacred monastery. Guidance, she proclaims. According to the wise monks, a brew of boiled nettle and mint holds the promise of soothing the lingering after pains. You softly inquire whether she will remain by your side when the moment arrives. Her gaze becomes gentle. Indeed, many have come before you, and surely many will follow. With a gentle smile, she hands you a small bottle of oil, guiding you to apply it to your lower back each night, a ritual to embrace before sleep. And for the sake of all that is sacred, ensure your husband is not present when the moment arrives. Men succumb to weakness far too readily. A shared laugh escapes you both, accompanied by a glance that speaks volumes of your unspoken connection. As the afternoon unfolds, you begin to ready yourself for the baby's impending arrival, doing all you can to embrace the moment. As you tend to a pile of linens, you immerse them in boiling water and drape them by the crackling fire, allowing the warm aroma of soap and steam to envelop the cozy cottage. You collect the tokens bestowed upon you, the herbs, the charms, the coins, and the blue cloth, and gently arrange them in a small basket by your bedside. You laid out your finest smock, carefully smoothing it as though preparing for a grand celebration rather than a night that could weave together threads of both pain and delight. With careful hands, you place a sprig of dried rosemary above the door, another gently resting above the bed, and beneath your pillow, you lay the wooden cross gifted by the priest. In a world woven with threads of belief and chance, one finds that every ounce of fortune is a treasure worth seeking. Allow me to share a captivating historical tidbit. In the heart of the medieval village, the miracle of childbirth unfolded as a sacred rite woven into the fabric of women's lives. Men lingered outside, if they chose to linger at all. A circle of women gathered, their voices rising in harmony, mothers, midwives, and neighbors encircling the woman in labor, offering prayers that danced through the air, melodies flowing softly, sharing gentle wisdom, or just intertwining fingers to navigate the hurt. As dusk descends, you share a serene meal with your husband, savoring a hearty stew enriched with barley, accompanied by a touch of salted pork and a crust of bread. Your voices are gentle as the burden of anticipation lingers in the air, inquires whether fear resides within you. You take a moment and respond truthfully, just a touch, but I'm prepared. He gently clasps your hand. Your courage surpasses that of the mightiest warrior. As you nestle into the comfort of your bed, your mind begins to wander, gently landing on memories of your mother. Her tales of beginnings and resilience, her laughter echoing through the kitchen, her hands perpetually in motion. One might ponder the wisdom she would share in this moment. Perhaps it would be something like this. Inhale deeply and have faith in the strength of the women by your side. With your eyes gently shut, your hand glides over your belly, murmuring a prayer that dances between hope and longing. In the stillness of the night, the baby stirs, rolling gently, and a smile graces your lips as shadows dance around you. In the coming days, a transformation awaits us, one that will shift the very fabric of our existence. Gather round for a delightful little nugget of curiosity. In the whispers of the village, it was said that a loaf of bread, crafted amidst the toil of labor, would rise or fall, a reflection of the child's destiny woven into the very fabric of its being. Should it have burned, the only course was to lay it to rest at the crossroads, a safeguard against the lurking malevolence. Perhaps you'll embark on the journey of baking a loaf yourself, just to be prepared for whatever comes next. Silence envelops the house. The wind whispers through the thatch, weaving tales of old. As you gently slip into slumber, a sense of lightness envelops you, a sweet echo of the laughter and warmth that has graced your day. For tonight, at least, the embrace of the village wraps around you like a comforting blanket, and a flicker of hope, though delicate, guides you gently into the dawn of tomorrow. The night lingers, reluctant to release you from its embrace. You awaken repeatedly, drifting through fleeting dreams that dance between anxiety and solace, each moment woven with the realization that your body feels like a stranger to you. The little one stirs with an energy all their own, writhing and turning with such vigor that one might imagine them attempting to break free from their confines. As you recline, a hand resting gently on your belly, you murmur soft words of reassurance, sensing the steady thrum of your own heartbeat, intertwining with the whimsical dance of the little one's unpredictable rhythm. Imagine capturing all your pains and concerns, exchanging them for a single night of profound, uninterrupted slumber. You would seize that chance without hesitation. Slowly, the cottage starts to glow with warmth and light. The initial whispers from the world beyond are the faint chimes of the church bell and the gentle cooing of pigeons nestled in the eaves. Your husband has quietly made his exit. He makes an effort to be silent, yet you always stir from your slumber. Regardless, the bed stretches wide and empty in his absence. Yet you relish this fleeting pause, aware that once you stand, the day will sweep you away in a whirlwind of demands. The church bell tolls once more, echoing through the air, a gentle nudge that today is the day you are meant to seek the priest's guidance. With a deep breath, you drape the weighty smock over your rounded figure, securing your apron with a gentle tug. The journey to the church is brief yet unhurried, each step heavy with the burden of your form and the quiet ache that lingers in your hips. The path glistens with wet earth, while the atmosphere is invigorating, carrying the faint aroma of approaching. Rained out as you journey forth, you encounter familiar faces from the neighborhood. A gentle smile is bestowed by one, while another raises their hand in a sacred gesture as you pass by. A few of the little ones point and share a light-hearted laugh. As you glance down into the shimmering puddle, your hair dances free from its braid, cheeks aglow with warmth, and your belly stands out, a testament to the journey you embrace. A chuckle escapes you. It's clear that nothing can be concealed in this place. As you approach the church, the priest welcomes you with a subtle smile, inviting you to step inside with a graceful motion of his hand. He weaves a lengthy tale about Eve, delving into the depths of suffering and the struggle to keep impure thoughts at bay during the trials of labor. You nod with a sense of obligation, attempting to focus, yet your thoughts wander away. Recall the tales your mother spun, the way the priest reprimanded her, and how she cleverly tucked a sprig of rosemary into her bodice. Just in case the priest's prayers required a touch of assistance. At last, he inquires whether you have any questions lingering in your mind. You inquire about the sacred ceremony of churching, the moment following birth when one is welcomed back to the altar's embrace. He cautions you not to overlook it. The state of a woman following childbirth transcends mere tradition. It embodies a divine decree. You nod, a blend of amusement and irritation flickering across your face. Scholars continue to debate whether the act of churching was a mark of distinction or a form of retribution. Some women embraced it as a testament to resilience, while others bristled at the notion that bringing forth life could cast a shadow of uncleanliness upon them. He hands you a delicate candle, urging you to keep its flame alive as you journey through the final days of pregnancy. Illumination serves as a shield, and such a shield is something to be deserved. You hold the candle tightly, pondering whether it is the wax or your belief that wards off the encroaching shadows. Upon returning home, you place the candle gently. In the window, its flickering flame a beacon in the night. The cottage now carries a different air, hushed and observant, as though it too is holding its breath in anticipation. As you nestle beside the flickering flames, your hands work the dough. For bread, each movement a comforting ritual that calms your restless spirit. Though your fingers throb with swelling, a fierce resolve fuels your spirit to craft a loaf today, following in the cherished footsteps of your mother and grandmother. As the dough swells and puffs, you venture outdoors, relishing the sensation of the cool earth embracing your toes. Your neighbor, with a bucket in hand, is drawing water from the well and beckons you to join them. At any moment, wouldn't you say? With a playful glint in her eyes, she offers a teasing remark. A knowing smile spreads across her face as laughter dances between you. "I'll believe it when I witness it," you respond. The whispers are swirling, like a tempest, spinning tales and secrets with fervor. Word has it that the miller's cousin spun a tale about dreaming of your little one last night. A girl whose voice chimed like a bell. Another claims it will be a boy, arriving with a full head of hair. If you seek simplicity, the village's eldest woman imparts, "Consume 3 raw onions today." And that is the tale of how I embarked on that journey with my first. You express your gratitude to her, yet politely decline the onions. Your friend arrives, arms brimming with firewood, ready to share a moment by the crackling flames. She lingers to knead the dough, weaving tales to fill the moments. My mother believed that if you sang to the bread, it would rise higher and ward off the evil spirits lurking nearby. As you labor side by side, melodies flow from your lips, weaving new lyrics whenever the familiar ones slip away. As the bread rises, it transforms into a tall, golden masterpiece, its warm aroma weaving through the cozy cottage, inviting all to gather around. You set aside a small piece, holding on to the hope that the ancient legend of burying burned bread at the crossroads might hold some truth. It's wise to take precautions rather than face regret later. The remainder of the day unfolds as you immerse yourself in preparation. As you bring the water to a rolling boil, you carefully arrange the fresh linens, ensuring everything is in its rightful place. You inspect the basket filled with charms, herbs, and tokens, each one a testament to the journey of these long, bountiful months. A pitcher of cool water and a cup were set aside for the midwife, awaiting her arrival with a sense of purpose and care. You hone a sewing needle, preparing for the unexpected, and tuck a knife beneath the straw mattress, a silent guardian in the night, a delightful trinket, yet also a wise measure for safety. Gather round for a delightful little nugget of whimsy. In certain villages, women held knives near during childbirth, not for protection, but to slice the pain in half. You decide to embrace every bit of assistance that comes your way. As the afternoon sun hangs low, weariness settles in your bones. As you settle onto the bench, you gently cradle your belly, allowing the sun's warm embrace to kiss your face. The little one rests in silence, allowing your thoughts to drift freely into the realm of imagination, contemplating the essence of your child's being, the transformation within yourself upon their arrival, and the myriad ways life will evolve in ways yet to be envisioned. As the door creaks open, your husband steps inside, a delightful surprise that breaks the routine of the day. He takes a seat next to you, a quiet moment stretching between you, before he finally speaks. "I wish I could do more." Your fingers intertwine with his, a gentle grip that speaks volumes. You accomplish so much. Simply hold your ground when the moment arrives. He chuckles with delight, though you both understand he will linger just beyond, as men often do, pacing the path, or splitting wood to soothe his restless spirit. As dusk settles in, a gentle rain begins to fall, whispering softly against the thatched roof. As the sun sets, you savor a humble meal of bread, cheese, and a warm bowl of soup, accompanied by a handful of wilted greens. With a gentle touch, you tidy the cottage one final time, preparing for the embrace of night. Your husband tends to. The fire secures the door and stays by your side just a moment longer. With a voice heavy with emotion, he vows, "I will keep you in my thoughts, and I will also pray for the little one." You lean in, pressing your lips against his weathered cheek. In the stillness of the night, as the world outside is hushed, you find yourself wide awake, attuned to the rhythmic patter of rain and the gentle rise and fall of your own breath in. The enveloping darkness dot with a gentle motion. You rotate the priest's candle in your grasp, then place it carefully beside the bed. The infant shifts gently, and you shut your eyes, murmuring every prayer and wish that resides in your heart. As the gentle embrace of sleep begins to envelop you, a final tale dances in your mind, a story of a woman who envisioned a ladder, and when her child arrived, he ascended through life with the effortless grace of a breath. A smile graces your lips as you float into a realm of dreams, where ladders reach for the sky, bread warms the heart, and the soft whisper of dawn beckons you closer. As you awaken, a piercing discomfort in your hips greets you, a poignant reminder that the space within you is dwindling, leaving little room for both your essence and the new life growing inside. The flickering candle from the priest has dwindled, its wax pooling gently on the windowsill, a silent testament to the passage of time. The sky wears a gentle gray, a kind that whispers of dawn, hinting at a day filled with drizzle and chill. Yet in this fleeting moment, a sense of tranquility envelops you, as if the burdens of recent weeks have gathered into a serene, anticipatory silence. With great care, you rise, aware of the ache in your joints that reminds you of the battles fought. With a reluctant sigh, you muster the energy to traverse the room, the flickering embers calling you back to life as you reignite the warmth of the fire. The familiar tasks beckon, yet your thoughts drift, hazy and suspended in a delicate balance. Between yearning and fatigue, your hands glide over your belly, sensing the gentle stirrings within, a slow rhythm that feels both weighty and serene, as if the little one is biding their time, anticipating the perfect moment to emerge. As you take the final sip of the midwife's nettle tea, you relish the rich, earthy flavor that dances on your palate in the quiet of morning. A humble bowl of porridge awaits, adorned with a delicate sprinkle of marigold petals, an exquisite touch, a small luxury bestowed from the monk's generous gift. As dawn breaks, your husband sets out, vowing to return by midday with fresh wood for the fire, and, if fortune smiles upon him at the mill, a morsel of smoked fish to share. The sound of his footsteps gradually diminishes as they echo down the lane, giving way to the soft symphony of village life hens clucking, a child's wail in the distance, and the deep murmur of men gathering, ready to embrace the day's toil as you occupy your hands with the rhythmic motion of sewing, mending the tear. In your apron, your thoughts wander to the impending arrival of new life. In the stillness of the house, an eerie silence envelops the space. Your eyes wander to the basket filled with boiled linens, the neat pile of fresh cloths, and the tokens and charms that lie quietly by your bedside. Blue cloth, a knife, a wooden cross, sprigs of rosemary and lavender all laid out, as though these humble items held the power to ward off the shadow of death. A sudden knock at the door breaks the silence, pulling you from your reverie. There she stands, the eldest daughter of the neighbor, her cheeks aglow with excitement, cradling a jar brimming with rich, golden butter. Mother whispers of the strength you will soon require. With a glimmer in her eye, the girl shares her creation, pressing it into your hands before darting away into the enveloping morning mist. A smile graces your lips, filled with gratitude. Each little act of kindness wraps around us like a protective embrace. As you take a moment to spread the butter across the hunk of bread, the rich taste envelops your senses, inviting you to relish every bite. For a fleeting moment, you let your heart entertain the thought that perhaps this time will unfold in a new light, that you may emerge resilient, cradling a healthy child and embracing a swift recovery. The sensation is delicate, yet it possesses the strength to guide you through the upcoming tasks that await. As you venture outside to gather water, you tread carefully, aware of the treacherous path beneath your feet. The air carries a refreshing chill, while the ground beneath feels tender and inviting. As you draw water from the well, the cobbler's wife calls out, "Have you chosen a name yet?" You gently shake your head, a subtle gesture that speaks volumes. Only when the baby arrives do you call back, and she responds with a knowing nod of approval. In the village, to name too early is to dance with destiny. Do you recall the story shared by the wise midwife? In a tale of heartache, a woman in the 7th month of her pregnancy chose a name for her child, only to face the devastating loss to a fever. "Hold on," she always cautioned, allowing the child to utter their name with their very first breath. The debate among historians continues, pondering whether this tradition emerged from the depths of superstition or the shadows of grief. Perhaps it is a blend of both worlds. As the late morning sun casts its warm glow, your body feels weary, each movement a careful and measured endeavor. As you take a moment to gather your strength by the flickering flames, you gently knead your aching feet with the soothing oil bestowed upon you by the wise midwife. The gentle warmth soothes, softening the edges of the pain. The baby's kicks have taken on a new rhythm, a subtle change that beckons your attention with a deliberate pace. They move burdened, as though the very air around them is tightening, leaving little room to breathe. The midwife makes her entrance, heralded by a decisive knock and a chill that sweeps through the room. With a flourish, she arrives bearing delightful tidings. The butcher's wife has welcomed a robust baby boy into the world, and the baker's daughter is soon to follow in this joyous celebration of life. "Babies arrive like the tide," she remarks, offering you a bundle of fresh cloths. "Prepare yourself." With a careful touch, she examines your belly, pressing softly and listening intently, her hands moving with the grace of experience. "Not long now," she says, her gaze a blend of warmth and caution. "Nourish yourself, and take a moment to find rest when you can. When the moment arrives, call for me." She shares a handful of final insights. Ensure the warmth lingers. Let the water dance in the pot, and let the fragrant rosemary weave through the air, banishing the chill. She hands you a delicate vial, a promise for relief, but only to be used if the suffering becomes too great, and a gentle, soothing promise lingered in the air. Within you lies a strength you have yet to fully recognize. Once she has departed, you begin to restore order to the cottage, taking your time, carefully placing each item where it belongs. You cleanse your visage, smooth your tresses, and prepare the pristine smock that will adorn you when the moment arrives. As you take your seat by the window, you observe the clouds dancing across the vast expanse of the sky, allowing the stillness to envelop you like a comforting embrace. In the afternoon, your husband arrives, his cheeks flushed from the brisk wind, arms laden with firewood, and a small pouch of dried apples clutched in his hands. With a gentle kiss on your cheek, he inquires about your feelings. With a knowing smile, he responds, "Heavy, you say?" He weaves tales from the fields that are sure to bring a smile to your face. Once upon a time, the miller's pig broke free from its pen and set off on a wild adventure, pursuing a handful of children who squealed in delight and surprise. The chase led them all the way to the smithy, where the mischievous pig was finally cornered, bringing the escapade to a thrilling conclusion. "At least you're not off on a wild pig chase," he jests with a playful grin. "Not today," you respond, a smile tugging at the corners of your lips, despite your better judgment. In unison, you craft a humble evening meal, a hearty stew enriched with barley, accompanied by a slice of cheese and delicate pieces of dried apple. As you take your time, you relish the comforting heat that envelops you. As you savor each bite, he leans in and inquires if fear has found its way into your heart. You take a moment to reflect. A touch, you concede. Yet my heart longs to embrace our child. With a subtle nod, his eyes glimmer in the warm glow of the candlelight. Same here. Once the evening meal has come to a close, you find yourself by the crackling fire, your husband gently humming a tune while skillfully carving a piece of wood. With a touch of magic, he molds it into a small creature destined for the baby's cradle, a charm of fortune. The fire crackles softly, inviting you to unwind as the comforting sounds of home embrace you like an old friend. Allow me to share a captivating historical tidbit with you. In the heart of medieval Europe, the act of bringing forth life was shrouded in both peril and reverence. The Church viewed it as a woman's cross to bear, a consequence of original sin. Yet it was also seen as a moment when a woman's prayers could resonate with greater clarity. The delicate dance of fear and hope, shame and sanctity, painted each moment of pregnancy and birth with rich hues of emotion. The echoes of a tale from long ago, a whisper carried on the wind, spoken softly by your grandmother. Witnessing. A shooting star during labor heralds a promise of good fortune for your child, a magical sign of blessings to come. As you cast your gaze beyond the window, a flicker of hope stirs within you for the promise of clear skies, just in case the day unfolds in unexpected ways. In the moments that follow, you immerse yourself in the final touches of your preparations. As you heat the water, you carefully arrange the linens, placing the tokens and charms close to the bed, ready for the unfolding tale. As you ignite the priest's candle, a delicate flame flickers to life, casting a warm glow in the shadowy room. As the shadows deepen, a subtle tension begins to stir within you, a gentle yet unwavering discomfort that ebbs and flows. You decide to hold this close for the moment, choosing not to stir any concern in your husband or call for the midwife just yet. As you nestle into your bed, hands resting gently on your belly, you find solace in the soothing rhythm of rain softly tapping on the roof above. With every wave of discomfort that crashes upon you, a sense of breathlessness emerges, yet tranquility follows in its wake. Gather round for a delightful little nugget of curiosity. In the heart of the village, whispers circulate about a curious remedy, the art of baking bread or the rhythmic motion of churning butter, believed to soften the grip of pain as it begins to take hold. The cadence of labor, guiding the new life into existence. You gaze at the bread as it swells on the table, pondering the mysterious connection between its destiny and yours. Slumber dances in and out, a whimsical visitor that arrives in unpredictable bursts. You wander through a haze, visions filled with echoes of known faces, the gentle hum of lullabies, the sweet and briny flavor of honey and salt lingering on your tongue. The aches intensify, yet you draw in each breath, whispering to yourself that solitude is but an illusion. In the heart of the village, every woman, every mother and grandmother has endured this same endless night. As the clock strikes midnight, you awaken, the pain intensifying, resonating like a far-off drum echoing. In the night, you gently place your hand on your belly, murmuring softly to the little one nestled within. The moment approaches, and I stand prepared, awaiting your cue. As the rain subsides, a hush falls around you, and in that stillness, your bravery awakens. As you rise, you light another candle, the flickering flame casting shadows around the room. You settle by the fire, anticipation building as you await the next wave to wash over you. While the village rests in slumber, a transformation unfolds within the world, gradual yet certain, with every deliberate inhalation. As dawn approaches, The vastness of your surroundings has dwindled to the gentle glow of a flickering candle, and the steady rhythm of discomfort that echoes within you. In the stillness of the cottage, the only sounds are the gentle whisper of the wind and the rhythm of your own breath. As you rise, you traverse the room, seeking solace from the persistent ache that lingers in your back. The baby nestles deeper, a weighty presence, each shift a gentle nudge towards that moment you've both feared and yearned for in equal measure. As you wrap your shawl around your shoulders, you find solace against the cool wall, letting the distant sounds of the village weave into the fabric of the awakening day. In the distance, a rooster heralds the dawn, while a dog lets out too sharp. Barks. The rain has departed, leaving behind a thatch that sparkles and an air filled with the crisp scent of fresh earth. A solitary sparrow dances from fence post to rooftop, and in that fleeting moment, the scene brings a calmness to your spirit. As you take a moment to savor the gentle embrace of soft bread, it finds its way into the warm broth, soaking up the comforting essence. A crisp bite of apple follows, adding a refreshing contrast to the experience dot with each contraction. A rhythm emerges, rising and falling like the tide. You find solace in the act of counting the intervals, softly murmuring the numbers to yourself, anchoring your thoughts amidst the ebb and flow. As you reflect on the myriad of counsel offered to you, the whispers of superstitions and cautionary tales echo in your mind. Do not position yourself with your back turned to the entrance. Maintain rosemary in the flames, and inhale as the ocean ebbs and flows. Embrace them all, for at this juncture, what's stopping you? Even your husband, lingering with a palpable tension at the room's periphery, remains silent in his doubt. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, the aches have found their own cadence, a relentless beat that echoes through the hours. In this moment, you grasp a truth that is as daunting as it is soothing. This is the end of the line. You dispatch your husband to summon the midwife and your dearest neighbor. He lingers, reluctant to part ways, but you gently usher him out with a wavering smile and a reassuring, "I'll be fine." Uncertainty lingers in your mind, yet deep down, you understand that he must hold on to this belief. He comes back swiftly, the midwife hurrying in with her basket filled with tools and cloths, while the neighbor follows closely, carrying a bucket of fresh water and wearing a nervous, eager smile. With a graceful precision, they arrange the pristine cloth, coax the flames to life, bring water to a rolling boil, and gently usher your husband from the space. He is tasked with chopping wood and pacing the lane, a duty he fulfills without. A hint of discontent. The midwife inspects you, her touch a blend of tenderness and strength. "You possess great strength," she remarks, "and the baby is nestled perfectly." She invites you to take a step if you're able, or to find solace in gentle swaying if you need to. Continue your journey, allowing the pull of the earth to guide you. Your neighbor gently clasps your hand, her voice weaving a melody passed down from her mother, a soothing lullaby crafted to calm both anxious children and their worried mothers. The pains arrive with greater urgency, more intense, and you hold tightly to the wisdom you've collected along the way. Embrace a calm rhythm in your breath. Take moments to pause and allow the discomfort to flow through you without resistance. As you delve into the depths of your memory, you find yourself weaving together prayers, ancient charms, and the echoes of half-remembered songs. The midwife whispers words of support, her voice a calm and unwavering presence amidst the tumult of your anxiety. The debate among historians continues, pondering whether the women in these tightly woven villages endured greater hardships or perhaps found solace in their shared experiences. Some whisper of the soothing embrace found in the unwavering presence of mothers, sisters, and neighbors, while others recount how those ever-watchful eyes cast shadows of fear and pain, deepening the sense of isolation. At this moment, it is a blend of both for you. In the tapestry of life, solitude may seem like a companion yet the burdens we bear are ours alone to shoulder. Allow me to share a widely recognized truth. In the days of yore, it was rare for women to toil in solitude. The room could become a tapestry of voices, each woman weaving her own threads of advice, prayers, and the heavy fabric of her memories into the air. Some births unfolded swiftly, as if guided by a gentle breeze. Some endured through the endless hours. As the essence of time faded into oblivion, time flowed like a river, each moment blending into the next as toil consumed the day. The air thickens, with warmth, a stark contrast to the biting cold beyond the walls. The neighbor gently wipes your brow, while the midwife soothingly rubs her back. The agony intensifies, rises, surges, then ebbs away. As you immerse yourself in the cadence, every swell, every inhalation, every soft-spoken phrase unfolds like a tale waiting to be told. In the pauses between the waves, the tailies come flooding back to you. Women biting down on sticks to stifle their screams, singing hymns to ward off malevolent spirits, grasping tokens, blue cloth, iron keys, a cherished stone. Recall the cherished. Trinkets tucked beneath your pillow, the flickering candlelight dancing in the window, and the warm aroma of the bread you lovingly baked yesterday, now rising in the oven. One might ponder the significance of it all, questioning whether it ever held weight, or if the essence of existence boils down to this: to breathe, to push forward, to survive. As twilight descends, the room transforms, bathed in the soft flicker of candlelight. The silhouette of your husband dances at the threshold. The midwife dismisses him once more with a wave of her hand. In due time, she whispers, but not just yet. In the depths of your weariness, you find yourself shaking, tears cascading down your cheeks as you clench your teeth and grip the bed frame with all your might. And now, let me share a delightful little nugget to brighten this part of our evening. In certain villages, it is said that women embrace the tradition of singing or shouting to cloak the sounds of birth, a clever ruse to bewilder any envious spirits that may be lurking nearby. Your neighbor's voice rises, a melody imperfect yet resolute, and you find yourself harmonizing when possible, your own voice trembling, but it brings solace. The ache remains, yet the grip of fear loosens. Ever so slightly. In those final hours, everything becomes a haze. Time slips away, and the world condenses into a tight circle. You feel your breath, the pain coursing through you, the comforting grip of hands intertwined with yours, the midwife's guiding words, the mounting pressure, and then the searing sensation, the instinct to push, to release. As you reflect on the women who came before you, your mother, your grandmother, the neighbors, you feel the weight of their shared experiences, each one a thread woven into the fabric of your own journey through this trial. Their names linger in your thoughts, becoming a source of unwavering strength. The arrival of the baby unfolds with an unexpected intensity, capturing every moment and emotion in its embrace. A surge of agony pierces the air, a cry echoes, mingling the metallic tang of blood with the fresh essence of existence. In that moment, suspended between time, the atmosphere suddenly resonates with a delicate, outraged cry. The midwife's laughter mingles with tears, a celebration of life, a job well done. Your neighbor envelops you in a warm embrace, tears glistening on her cheeks, and you are swept away by a wave of relief, disbelief, and an overwhelming sense of fatigue that seeps into your very bones. As the tiny being is nestled against you, a wave of warmth envelops you, its delicate form slick and undeniably present. You gently outline the delicate features, the exquisite little hands, the soft crown of hair. With a soft murmur, you express gratitude to all that surrounds you, saints, spirits, ancestors, fortune, and the unwavering strength within yourself. The midwife gently severs the cord, enfolding the newborn in the blanket you crafted, and turns her attention to you with care. With deft hands, she moves swiftly through her tasks, each action precise and intentional, cleaning, checking, pressing, as if weaving a tapestry of care and skill. With admiration, she acknowledges your resilience, gently assesses your temperature, and makes certain that the afterbirth is safely brought forth. Allow me to share with you another intriguing piece of history. In the days of yore, when the world was cloaked in the mystique of the medieval era, postpartum care was a simple affair, yet each midwife possessed her own cherished remedies, passed down through generations. Herbs to staunch the flow, wine to ease the ache, and prayers to mend the spirit. Some applied honey and oil to soothe wounds, while others whispered blessings into the air, and some pressed a warm iron gently against the lower belly to protect the womb. Your neighbor arrives with a refreshing glass of water, gently assists you into a sitting position, and carefully arranges pillows to support you comfortably. The little one slumbers peacefully, a delicate hand nestled close to your heart. In the stillness of the room, the only sound is the gentle crackle of the fire, accompanied by the soft breaths of 3 women who have ushered another life into existence. As darkness descends once more, weariness envelops every sinew and fiber. The midwife urges you to partake, a piece of bread soaked in savory broth, accompanied by a few sips of comforting warm wine. You sip, a sense of gratitude washing over you as the haze of exhaustion begins to envelop you. In a haze of slumber, you find yourself slipping between dreams, stirred by the tender wails of the infant, the soothing caress of a neighbor's hand, and the midwife's gentle whispers that weave through the air. You experience a profound sense of vulnerability and completeness, as if your universe has been reborn, delicate yet vibrant. In the cottage, shadows dance in the warm embrace of the night, creating an intimate atmosphere that feels almost alive. In the quiet of the night, the village begins to awaken, its heart beating softly in the shadows. Whispers will dance through the air, and by dawn, guests will come bearing treasures and tales to share. But for now, it's just you, the baby, the women who nurtured you, and the gentle, rhythmic pulse of a fresh start. As you gently close your eyes, holding your child close, a sense of relief washes over you, and for the first time in months, the heaviness in your chest begins to fade away. You have emerged victorious, in a realm where everything feels close, illuminated, and secure. The essence of life unfolds with warmth and wonder. The morning sun gently weaves its way through, casting a tender glow that seems almost surreal in contrast to the fierce shadows of the night that has just passed. In the stillness, a hush envelops the world, casting a spell that makes you question its very existence. As you stir from slumber, a comforting warmth envelops you, blankets snugly wrapped around your form. The fire crackles softly, casting a gentle glow, while the soothing rhythm of another's breath fills the air, a reminder that you are not alone in this moment. As you look down, you behold the sight before you, your little one, wrapped snugly and peacefully dreaming, their tiny chests gently rising and falling in that wondrous, enchanting rhythm of new life. You remain motionless for a while, not from fatigue, but from a deep sense of respect. The discomfort has settled into a persistent throb, resonating through every fiber of your being. Your back aches as if it has endured a harrowing journey, stitched together with the remnants of past struggles. Your hands quiver as you extend them to caress the baby's cheek, yet in this moment, you are present, breathing, and they are here with you as well. You softly murmur their name, a gentle echo in the recesses of your thoughts, not yet breaking the silence, the name you've held dear, nestled among whispers of hope and uncertainty, poised for this very instant. It aligns perfectly now. It resonates deeply. The midwife dozes peacefully in the chair by the fire, her head resting back, lips parted just a touch, one hand still grasping a cloth as if it were a lifeline. She likely drifted into slumber during the night, having cared for you and tidied the space, folding away the stained linens and softly imparting guidance to your neighbor regarding warm broth and boiled water. Her actions will forever be etched in your memory. The debt is one that can never truly be settled. Yet, in this village, the arrival of new life is a shared tale, and the act of enduring becomes a heartfelt expression of thanks. From the outer room, your neighbor enters, cradling a bowl of water and a damp cloth in their hands. With a tender smile that speaks of weariness yet warmth, she softly dabs your forehead. "You did well," she remarks. "You possess great strength. Your attempt to speak falters, the sound emerging as a husky whisper." With a gentle gesture, she offers you a refreshing sip of cool water, her hand squeezing yours in a moment of connection. Take a moment to unwind. There exists a moment yet to unfold. And thus you indeed do. Or make an attempt. Your body craves the embrace of sleep, yet your mind dances in the twilight, weaving together a tapestry of memories, vivid images, and fleeting sensations of pain, light, and sound. Recall the melody of that first cry, the midwife's warm words, the tears of your neighbor, and the fragrant rosemary wafting up with the steam from the hearth. Recall the heaviness, the embrace, the instant when everything transformed Dot as the Yasji. Sun climbed higher in the sky. The priest made his entrance. Whispers spread swiftly. He stands at the door, hands folded over his belly, resembling a sheep hesitant to step into the barn. The midwife stirs from her slumber and gestures for him to enter. With a soft murmur of prayer, he bestows a blessing upon the infant, gently sprinkling a few sacred drops of holy water upon your brow. He shares a brief reflection on the themes of grace, sin, and the wondrous gift of new life. The attempt to grasp the words is futile, as they slip away like whispers carried off by the breeze. As he concludes his tale, he presents you with a delicate cloth, a cross intricately stitched into one corner. He speaks of the cradle, tasked with the vigil. You acknowledge him with a nod and express your gratitude. In the annals of history, it is often observed that priests played a minimal part in the actual act of childbirth. Yet they were swift to arrive in the aftermath, ready to bestow blessings, to inscribe the newborn's name in the records, and to gently remind women that even the most miraculous beginnings were intertwined with the shadows of sin. Some women embraced it, while others bore it with resilience. Uncertainty swirls within you, yet his presence lends a sense of gravity to the occasion, as if this new life has woven itself into the very fabric of the village's story. Your husband comes back shortly, silent and with eyes full of wonder, like a whisper in the quiet, hesitant to disturb the peace that enveloped the space. Dot, as his gaze falls upon the little one cradled in your embrace. A gentle warmth unfurls within him. He draws nearer, kneeling beside the bed, and gently grasps the tiny hand that reaches out into the unknown. He declares them flawless. Both of you are. With a tremor in his voice, he leans his head against your arm, lingering in a profound silence that stretches on. The weariness envelops you, rendering you too fatigued for tears. Yet somewhere within, the stinging sensation lingers, poised and ready to break free. The remainder of the day unfolds in a series of languid, surreal moments. The neighbor crafts a warm broth infused with the fragrant herbs from her garden, and you savor each sip as you drift in and out of peaceful slumber. The midwife inspects your stitches, your fever, your complexion, nodding with a sense of quiet approval. The infant's wail pierces the air, abrupt and intense, stirring a tumult of emotions within you, a blend of trepidation and affection intertwining in your heart. Your first attempt at nursing reveals a truth that the wise old women had not fully conveyed. It is a challenge far greater than it appears. Your body aches, the baby's tiny mouth fusses, and a pang of guilt strikes when things don't unfold as you envisioned. Yet the midwife reveals the art of cradling the child, guiding their mouth, and finding breath amidst the discomfort. At last, the little one finds their way, and a wave of feeling washes over you, so unfamiliar it borders on discomfort. Yet, hidden beneath the surface lies another tale waiting to be uncovered. Comfort, unity, wonder. You hold the delicate form tenderly, swaying softly as you hum that familiar lullaby, a melody that lingers in your heart. Allow me to share a captivating piece of history with you. Nurturing through breastfeeding was seen as a sacred obligation of motherhood, a testament to her vitality and well-being. A woman unable to produce milk often found herself unjustly accused of having a cold disposition or harboring sinful traits. In the grander abodes, it was customary for wet nurses to tend to the little ones, yet in the humble village, it was the mother who nourished her child. Or perhaps no one at all. As the sun begins its descent, the cottage welcomes a steady stream of guests, each bringing their own tales and laughter. With a gentle hand, the miller's wife presents a cake, dry yet sweet, accompanied by a small vial of golden honey. The daughter of the blacksmith presents a delicate pair of tiny leather shoes, scarcely touched by wear. From the oven, a loaf emerges, its warmth wrapping around it like a comforting embrace, ready to tell a tale of golden crust and soft, inviting interior. The village children, filled with mischief, peek through the windows, their giggles echoing as they challenge one another to reach out and touch the cradle. Each person carries a tale, a nugget of wisdom, a name waiting to be shared. He bears a striking resemblance to his uncle. She has taken your nose. On her first birthday, it is essential to serve her soup. Ensure robust bones. The midwife observes with keen attention as visitors arrive and depart, allowing them to bestow their blessings, gently touch the baby's feet, and whisper age-old sayings. It transcends mere celebration. It embodies a shield of protection. Words can serve as protectors as well. In the stillness that follows the departure of guests, your thoughts drift to your own mother. Imagine the radiance she must have exuded on that momentous first day as a mother. How she softly breathed your name into the air. She fretted over the choices she had made, pondering if each step had been taken with care. One reflects on the women who are lost along the way, the souls resting beneath the earth, accompanied by the gentle, lingering chime of the church bells, their identities reduced to a mere fragment of fabric. Reflecting on the narrow escape from a different fate, a wave of gratitude washes over you as you cradle your child in your arms, cherishing this precious moment. Gather round for a delightful little nugget of curiosity. In the whispers of the village, a tale emerged. Those who welcomed a child under the glow of a full moon would find their offspring spirited and untamed, as if the very essence of the night had woven itself into their being. Some claimed it signified that you would possess the strength to bring forth twins in the future. As the day gives way to night, you cast your eyes upward, where the moon begins its ascent, nearly full and glowing softly against the darkening canvas of the sky. Just one will do, you softly murmur to your little one. Just one will do. Beside the warm glow of the fire, your husband has lovingly prepared a cozy spot for the cradle, softening it with layers of wool and cloth. With a gentle hand, he lays the priest's cloth adorned with the cross at the head, carefully tucking in the small wooden creature he crafted just last night beside it. As you place the little one in the cradle, a soft melody escapes your lips, guiding them into a peaceful slumber with each gentle sway. As the night deepens with the midwife's departure and the fire's embers flickering softly, your husband draws you close, enveloping you in his warmth. "You showed great courage," he remarks. "Bravery eluded me," you respond. I pressed on, and he gave a knowing nod. That is the essence of courage. As you drift into slumber, the baby rests peacefully by your side, the cradle gently swaying near. The warm glow of the fire, while the village outside settles into its familiar lull of dreams and whispers of the wind. In this ever-changing realm, the landscape feels transformed, a curious blend of intimacy and vastness. You've triumphed, you've emerged victorious. And with the dawn of tomorrow, a new journey unfolds. The dawn breaks gently, wrapping the world in a tenderness that has been absent for far too long. The world beyond is cloaked in a gentle veil of dew, the ground soft and welcoming, while the sky blushes with the tender light of dawn. Within the cozy confines of the cottage, a profound stillness envelops the air. Not the anxious quiet that lingers before a tempest or the arrival of new life, but the rich, golden calm that envelops the air once something extraordinary has unfolded. In the stillness, the baby lies peacefully, swaddled in a lovingly crafted woolen cloth, their delicate features reminiscent of a cherished painting, rosy and wonderfully tiny. Your body, in contrast, speaks volumes. Every ache resonates deeply. It's not the piercing pain of toil, but the profound, rhythmic ache of a body that has pushed its limits and feels the weight of its efforts. Your belly possesses a softness that is both peculiar and enchanting. Your back protests, your thighs feel like they've been carved from stone, and your chest throbs with that familiar, heavy sensation that signals the arrival of milk. Even your fingers ache with the weight of the tale. One cannot help but be captivated by the way even silence can resonate with a deep, unspoken pain. As dawn breaks, the midwife arrives, just as she vowed to do. She enters, carrying a collection of herbs, her gaze steady and purposeful, her walk conveying that she has no time for frivolous conversation. With a gentle touch, she approaches the baby, her palms radiating warmth, hands unwavering. She nods in satisfaction at the softness of their skin, the sound of their cry, the rhythm of their breathing. In that moment, she shifts her gaze toward you. "You've bled more than I prefer," she murmurs, delicately raising your blanket to examine the fabric beneath you. "Yet you are healing." She gently kneads your belly, the air filled with the aromatic blend of thyme and a hint of smoke. There will be a moment of pain. Your womb is shutting like a door after the tempest has passed. You nod, your teeth gritted, as she skillfully binds your abdomen with a lengthy strip of cloth, providing much-needed support to your weary muscles. "Cease your movements," she instructs. "Refrain from lifting and avoid walking long distances." 4. A week, stand firm and let no one persuade you into taking on chores. A gentle snort escapes her lips. Ah, what a moment that will be! With a subtle grin that doesn't quite reach her lips, she presents you with a tiny bottle. Partake of this elixir should the fever arise, should chills envelop you, should your bosom blaze with heat and hue, should any scent turn foul. Swear to me. I vow to keep my word. The discourse among historians continues regarding the remarkable expertise that midwives in medieval villages possessed. Countless souls ventured forth without the guidance of formal education, lacking the weight of books or the delicate touch of parchment inscriptions. Yet they possessed the gift of memory, recollections of triumphs, missteps, and the shadows of loss. They bore the echoes of mothers laid to rest, and the triumphs of lives preserved, and each precious drop held significance. Once she departs, the cottage embraces a serene emptiness, a tranquil hush settling in its corners. In the stillness, you find a deep sense of appreciation. The little one nestles in your embrace once more, lips parted like a delicate fledgling, tiny hands balled into miniature fists. You gaze upon their visage for what feels like an eternity. You gently outline their brow, their chin, the intricate patterns woven within their hair. You softly utter their name once more, savoring the way it dances on your lips. It continues to resonate deeply. Your husband reaches out to you with unwavering regularity, every hour on the hour. He arrives with a steaming bowl of broth, crystal clear, water, and a charmingly awkward arrangement of wildflowers. He recounts how he discovered them by the mill, gently setting them into a chipped jug. I imagined you would appreciate a splash of color. He has become more tender, more compassionate. He gazes at the baby, unaware that you are observing him, his eyes filled with awe and curiosity. In the gentle afternoon light, your neighbor arrives, a warm loaf of honey bread cradled in their hands, accompanied by a soft cloth, its hue reminiscent of a clear blue sky. She perches by the warm glow of the hearth, skillfully peeling an apple while weaving tailies that dance through the air. For 3 days, I bled after my first, she recounts. For a week, the path to the stream remained untouched, yet she endured. That was the entirety of my request. Her tailies are crafted not to instill fear, but to weave you into the fabric of existence, to remind you that you are neither the first nor the last to experience pain, heal, and soar anew. With a gentle hand, she assists you in swapping out your linens, carefully boiling the soiled ones in the cauldron that bubbles over the crackling fire. With a gentle melody on her lips, she toils away. With each day that unfolds, she whispers a reminder of the gift it brings. Tomorrow brings a promise of strength for them, and for you as well. On that night, you attempt to nurture once more. The little one whimpers, tiny lips seeking comfort. A searing sensation envelops your skin, stretching it taut, the agony sharp and undeniable. Yet you find a way to inhale and exhale amidst it all. You croon that familiar lullaby, slightly out of tune and worn with time. And as the baby finally latches, you find tears cascading down your cheeks. It doesn't stem from suffering, not truly. From the peculiar, all-encompassing delight of being sought after. Allow me to share a widely recognized truth. In many villages, the first milk, known as colostrum, was regarded as something truly magical. Whispers of an ancient belief suggested that a simple smear upon a child's forehead could serve as a shield against the darkness lurking nearby. Some believed it ought to be cast aside completely. Yet the sagacious women had always been aware, it shimmered like the sun, a radiant hue that captured the eye and ignited the imagination. It was the essence of existence, simmering within the soul. As your husband observes, the little one indulges in their meal. Once more, he declares, you possess great strength, more powerful than I could ever imagine. You gently shake your head, a subtle gesture that speaks volumes. We possess a remarkable strength, you murmur softly. We must embrace our destiny. As the 3rd day dawns, a transformation within you unfolds once more. The ache remains, yet your legs stand with newfound steadiness. As you traverse the room for the very first time, each step is deliberate and cautious, yet filled with a sense of triumph. Your curves are abundant. The baby's cries pierce the air, growing sharper and more insistent. Your husband lovingly secures the cradle, filling it with soft, fresh straw. For comfort, he claims. They remain untouched by the chill, not just yet. Guests come back. Once upon a time, the baker arrived with a delightful assortment of sweet rolls, each one a little treasure waiting to be discovered. In the quiet of the evening, the blacksmith's wife delicately places a lamb's wool bonnet, a tender gesture woven with warmth and care. A young girl from 2 cottages down presents a stone, intricately carved with a heart. With unwavering assurance, she claims it hushes the little one's. It finds its resting place beneath the pillow. A whimsical choice, wouldn't you say? Gather round for a delightful little nugget of curiosity. In certain villages, the tradition held that new mothers must remain indoors for 40 days to protect their precious infants from the lurking spirits of the forest who might seek to snatch away their souls. They would adorn the entrance with garlic, sprinkle salt in the corners, or lay a broom across the threshold as a protective charm. Your neighbor presents you with a braid of garlic, its strands already beginning to dry in the air. Place it gently above the cradle, she suggests. My mother held it in the highest regard. The infant's eyes have fluttered open, deep and contemplative, gazing at the world as though it were a tale waiting to be etched in memory. You ponder the thoughts that dance through their minds as their gaze meets yours. With a weary smile, you gently wipe their mouth and cradle them in your arms, swaying softly as you embrace the moment. As darkness falls, the midwife makes her final visit. She examines your wounds, your pallor, your sutures. With unwavering confidence, she assures you, you will live. Your journey towards healing is progressing beautifully. You express your gratitude, your voice barely above a whisper. With a gentle smile, she presents you with a final pouch of dried herbs, meant for your baths, waiting for the day when your strength returns. The fragrance will soothe your slumber. She inquires whether you have selected godparents. You acknowledge with a nod. The neighbor, a companion in times of need, those steadfast souls who remained by your side. Well, she declares, allow the little one to gaze upon the face of the one who lifts them high. As dawn breaks, the sound of the church bell echoes through the air, not for a farewell this time, but for the celebration of your child's name. With a cloak draped around your shoulders, you take a tentative step forward, navigating the familiar yet uncertain path that leads to the chapel. The infant, snugly wrapped and nestled against your heart. Your husband gently grips your elbow, the eyes of the entire village upon you as you cross the threshold. With gentle hands, the priest blesses the infant, invoking the protection of angels and saints to watch over their journey. He utters the name into the air. It resonates within the small stone chamber, ringing out like a bell. The world seems to shift once more, ever so slightly, as if all the pieces have finally found their rightful place. In the aftermath, a gathering unfolds featuring aged bread, a warm broth, and a jug of mead, yet it carries the essence of festivity. The infant slumbers peacefully, nestled in embrace that has held many before. As you take a moment to pause, a gentle smile graces your lips, allowing you to momentarily set aside the weariness that clings to you. Later, upon returning home, your husband gently places the baby into the cradle, now adorned with soft fabric, garlic resting above, rosemary nestled below, and a coin carefully stitched into the base. As you observe them, a sense of calm washes over you, bringing a quiet reassurance within. And now, for the grand finale of this chapter, here's a delightful little nugget to ponder. Legend has it that when a woman dreams of a crow after giving birth, it foretells the arrival of another child within the year. On that night, visions unfold not of crows, but of tender hands, unwavering hearts, and a cradle swaying softly in the flickering glow of the fire. As the baby's cry pierces the stillness, you find yourself awakening, your breath mingling with the shadows, poised for what lies ahead. The days start to weave into one another. Time seems to slip through your fingers like sand, leaving you in a haze where the days blend into one another. The cadence of village life endures. As the bells toll, the sheep call out, and weary feet press onward through the thick, clinging mud. Yet your universe has condensed into a tender embrace, a flickering flame, and the soft presence of a little one nestled close to your heart. The church bells may ring out for market day or the celebration of St. Clair, yet you hardly take notice. You've stepped into an entirely different realm, that of the new mother, where time is measured in feeds, cries, and fleeting, cherished moments of rest. Even now, your body is on a journey of recovery. On certain mornings, you find yourself able to rise unassisted. On certain days, the mere act of propping yourself up brings a dull throb to your ribs. The flow of your blood has lessened, a blessing from the heavens, yet the discomfort in your joints lingers, particularly in your hips. The midwife had foreseen this moment. It may require a whole season to weave a soul back into wholeness. She remarked, "You shattered the boundaries of existence. Allow it to rest and find its place." You endeavor to hold on to that memory. You seek to find peace within, grappling with the lingering shadows of a recovery that seems to stretch on endlessly. Yet you find yourself giving more than what is expected of you. As you gather the garments, you carefully smooth out each piece, transforming a simple chore into a moment of quiet reflection. As you gently stir the porridge, the warm, creamy mixture begins to come alive, swirling in a dance of comfort and nourishment. As the first light of dawn begins to creep in, you lean in to plant a tender kiss on your husband's lips, a bittersweet farewell before he steps out into the waking world. As the neighbor's children tap at your window, a warm smile spreads across your face, inviting their youthful energy into your world. One embarks on these journeys not out of a sense of preparedness, but because they are woven into the very fabric of the life you have battled fiercely to reclaim. Once upon a time, a little one began to flourish and thrive. Though it remains hidden from sight, a stirring presence begins to awaken within you. Their cries resonate with greater intensity. Their gaze holds on your visage for just a moment more. Unexpected vigor, their hands dance and seize, weaving a tale of strength and motion. They exist in a tangible form now, unlike the ethereal presence they held in the womb. Not merely a figment of imagination or a gentle rise beneath your garment, but a complete being, small, cozy, and bursting with life. Every evening, you gently place them into the cradle you lovingly crafted weeks prior. The straw is vibrant and new. The fabric is gentle to the touch. At the forefront, the charming wooden creature crafted by your husband takes its place. Now, glide your fingers over it, caressing it repeatedly. You ignite the candle from the priest, if only for a fleeting moment, allowing its warm golden light to cascade over your child's peaceful slumber. With a gentle puff, you extinguish the flame and slip beneath the covers, hoping that this night will gift you with a few precious hours of tranquility. There are moments when the little one drifts into a peaceful slumber, embracing the night in quiet. At times, they simply do not. In those moments, you cradle them close during the shadowy nights, swaying gently by the flickering flames, softly singing the soothing melody your mother once shared with you. The tune has shifted. Your voice trembles. A moment hangs in the air, your breath momentarily suspended. Yet the cadence endures, a thread connecting the ancient realm to the modern one. Once bustling with life, the village now sees fewer visitors than before. The thrill of the arrival has faded away. The revelry has come to an end. As the miller's wife awaits the arrival of another child, the focus begins to change. Once upon a time, there was a pig who fell ill. Once upon a time, the vicar's roof met its untimely demise, collapsing in a dramatic fashion. Life unfolds its chapters. Yet, the women who hold you dear still arrive. The person who lives next to you. Your companion. The midwife visits, but now it's just every few days. They present offerings. Once upon a time, there was a delightful creation known as cheese. Once there were roots, tenderly boiled to reveal their essence. A delicate twist of dried thyme, woven with care. In their arms, they cradle the tiny infant. Whispers of tailies unfold before you. At times, they simply linger by your side, enveloped in a quietude that speaks volumes. The ongoing discourse among historians revolves around the question of whether the seclusion experienced by new mothers served as a safeguard or a form of punishment. There are tales that recount how women were secluded from the world, shrouded in the shadows of fear and notions of impurity. In the tapestry of life, there are tales of months filled with communal nurturing, where hands come together in shared caregiving, and cradles are crafted with love and connection. For you, The reality lies in the delicate balance of perspectives. In the tapestry of existence, solitude is but an illusion. Yet, in the stillness of the night, it is you who listens to the soft wails of your little one, echoing through the shadows. Only you can sense the sharp sting in your side when you move with haste. In the solitude of your thoughts, you find yourself, the sole observer of your own wounds, pondering in silence whether what you feel still falls within the realm of the ordinary. On a sunlit afternoon, you step outside, not too far, merely to the boundary of the garden. Yet, it seems like an adventure unfolding. Your legs tremble beneath you, and your breath comes in quick, shallow gasps. Yet the sun bathes the world in warmth, while a gentle breeze whispers through the air. As you settle onto the bench crafted by your husband's hands from salvaged wood, you inhale deeply, savoring the sensation as if it were your first breath in weeks. The little one is nestled snugly in your embrace, their curious eyes wide open, taking in the world with a blink at the dazzling light. Envision the myriad wonders that await their gaze in the days to come. Vast azure above, earthy patches below, a blanket of white atop the thatch, and the delicate bloom of spring's inaugural wildflower. And you ponder the countless moments that will fade from their minds, dot in this fleeting instant. This breath carries the weight of 1,000 tailies. This battle dot, a saying from the wise woman, lingers in your memory. The first child shapes the essence of the mother's heart. In that moment, you believed it was the essence of love. Yet, in this moment, you believe it signifies power. A new realm has been etched within you by this child. A fresh strength, a fresh hush envelops the air. A fresh wave of energy. Behold, the concluding gem of widely recognized history dot in the heart of many medieval villages. A woman who emerged victorious from the trials of childbirth was met with a hushed reverence, her strength acknowledged in subtle yet profound ways. Not with grand displays, but with quiet acknowledgments. A bonus loaf, accompanied by a courteous nod, the soft-spoken words lingered in the air. You accomplished it. There are no grand celebrations, no shiny awards. Yet all were aware of its significance. On a captivating evening, your husband arrives. With an unexpected delight, a fragment of fabric richly colored with the essence of madder root. For you, he whispers. When the moment arrives for you to step into the light once more dot, it possesses a deep, warm hue reminiscent of the earth itself. As if the earth has just been kissed by the heavens. Your fingers glide across the fabric, and you envision donning it for the upcoming celebration. Cradled in your embrace, the little one brings a sense of renewal to your spirit. You flash him a smile and reply, perhaps in the near future. A trace of crimson lingers still. Even now, a flicker of discomfort dances through you with each bend. In the stillness of the night, you find yourself stirring, trapped in a form that feels foreign, as if it belongs to someone else entirely. Yet, once more, laughter escapes. Your lips dot in melodious tones. You weave your song. As you cradle your little one, a profound sense of tranquility washes over you. One bright morning, your friend arrives, her little one in tow, taking their first steps with newfound confidence. He wobbles toward the cradle, his eyes filled with wonder, and the little one begins to awaken. It rushes by, she muses, as she settles next to you, swift yet lingering, a paradox of pace. You acknowledge with a nod. The days unfold like a tapestry. The nights weave together. In the cottage, silence is a stranger. Yet gradually, piece by piece, you start to sense a return to wholeness. You ready yourself for the sacred gathering. You cleanse. As you weave the strands of your hair together, a tale of elegance and artistry unfolds in your hands. With careful hands, you weave a new hem into your smock, each stitch a whisper of creativity and care. As you cradle the infant in your arms, the priest's voice resonates. weaving sacred words that anoint your brow, lifting the shroud of impurity that the church demands you bear. As you lower yourself to the ground, a moment of stillness envelops you. From your slumber, you ascend. Once more, you stand as a complete individual in the gaze of your community. Yet, you remain complete in every moment. As the night unfolds, you find yourself by the flickering fire, observing the candle's flame dance as it dwindles down. In a gentle sway, the cradle moves, cradling the peaceful slumber of the little one within. Your husband sits beside you, skillfully shaping yet another creature from the wood. This one takes the form of a bird. You take a delicate sip of the warm broth. Your feet sink into the warmth of the floor beneath you. You softly express gratitude to the rosemary, the garlic, the charms, the cloths, and the songs that weave together in a tapestry of appreciation. You softly murmur a note of gratitude to your own heart. Each ache, each act of kindness, each shadow of fear lingers in your memory. Recall the journey that led you here. And now, the little one draws in their first breath. The flames dance and flicker, casting a warm, inviting light. You remain in this moment. You've arrived at your destination. The flames flicker softly, a gentle whisper of warmth in the dimness. Only the rare crackle of sap, a gentle sigh as the final remnants of the wood surrender to the flames. As you remain motionless, your fingers cradle a steaming cup of milk, each breath flowing in a calm and measured rhythm. The little one is truly in slumber now, a genuine peace settling in, not merely a fleeting pause before the inevitable wail returns. Their mouth hangs open, hands relaxed, body bent like a question. Mark in a cradle, adorned with the fabric your mother once gifted you. Outside, the wind weaves a gentle melody through the thatch. In the stillness of the world, silence reigns supreme. Not quiet, no, but soft-spoken. In a world where calm prevails, there is no shouting, no rushing, and no pain. Only the gentle murmur of the night and the serene embrace of tranquility. As you gently shut your eyes, you allow your head to lean back against the comforting embrace of the cottage wall. Your muscles begin to relax, and your thoughts gently drift away. The glow of the fire dances across the baby's cheek, and your breath intertwines with theirs, a gentle rhythm in the stillness of the night. Once more, you sense the embrace of your own form, not as a load to bear, but as a comforting warmth, a tangible presence, a testament to your existence. Your existence is undeniable. Life pulses through you. The herbs above the hearth dance gently in the air. The cradle rocks gently, then falls silent. As the flame dances, the candle surrenders, its wax cascading into a delicate pool, a testament to time's gentle passage. Village lies in slumber, and so do you. You wander, not into dreams, but into a serene realm, a place devoid of concern or noise. Inhale deeply and let the air fill your lungs, only warmth. Take a moment to pause and find your peace. Your achievement is remarkable. The tale has reached its conclusion. Drift into slumber, where dreams weave their magic.